you doing, all you beautiful sons of bitches? It's your boy Bex here, and today we got Evan and John, and we are back with part 2 of our coverage of Organized Chaos, as he basically tries to sex-splain the conflict between Star Wars theory and Star Wars sex-splained. Sadly, Jeremy couldn't make it back for this second parter. He's out of town. He's having a grand old vacation in the Bahamas. So, without further ado, let's just jump right into this, shall we, fellas?
Absolutely.
Alright.
We are so back, peak fire, bro.
Backseat's back. Alright! Take it away, Evan.
150 followers, they will find any reason to be upset. If they were smart, they wouldn't have, because it confirms their own playbook. But they're...
Yes, it does. It absolutely does. Thank you, Robot Head, for playing this and confirming that what Rewriting Ripley says is true.
Your point only proves my point.
Do we need to cover any more of this video? He just debunked everything he was trying to claim at the beginning.
They're not that smart.
Katie just can't believe someone would do that, even though she's been contacting YouTube for years to get people demonetized. These weirdo social justice liars always want to live by a different set of rules. They're always too self-absorbed to understand their own actions. It is a shame, though.
Well, when you have a group of YouTubers who are being very malicious, and as she just pointed out, they are going after her and attempting to dox her, or are doxing her, that would have her freaked out. And odds are, if they've done it to her, if they've
allegedly attempted to do it to her, you mean?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, if we see people, if there's been stories of people going over to her house and just messing up everything, killing her dog, or doing any sort of malicious activity, then yeah, there would be a huge cause for concern. But for all of these reports of people getting doxxed and all that, nothing substantial ever comes out of it. So who's to say all of this is just extremely overblown, just contorted to make people, like us, who are pointing out everything wrong with these people are saying is, utter bullshit.
I mean, hey, maybe they doxed her to send her gift baskets. I don't know.
I wonder if he instantly believes a victim, in this case, as much as an alleged victim, as much as he does in the Carmelo Anthony case. Wait, no, you have to be skeptical then.
Maybe tinker with that.
Funny, the double standard that's always at play. Instantly believe this person if they say something, but skepticism.
I mean, the only substantial or remotely intelligent thing that I'm seeing so far is this person right here saying pineapple on pizza.
Oh my
is
god,
gross.
another Jacob, another stupid ass dude named Jacob, like tarnishing the name Jacob. Oh god. Anyway.
I mean, this is like the only remotely intelligent thing I have seen thus far in this video, and we're only like 31 minutes in. Like, come on, give us anything more substantial.
Yeah.
To her, as she said, a person with a podcast with 150 followers.
A person with a podcast, or just a person in 2025?
What do you think they do to Moses Ingram?
So, I mean, who doesn't have a podcast these days? I mean, I don't know, we kind of have a podcast right now.
Yeah,
Well, folks.
I pretty much consider YouTube streams podcasts. Yeah, if you're recording audio on the internet, I don't know.
It's just visual podcasts, really.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at Bob right now, I say it's, we shouldn't have this be visual, because this is really hard to look at.
Yeah. Dude,
What do you think they do to fuck?
You thought Asmongold's house was filthy? Look at Bob's one room there. It's like, ugh. It's like, it's like, damn, bitch, you live in this?
Better to be filthy than to just be boring and blank in your room.
Yeah.
Make you look like you're in a jail cell. It's like, at least you have some character if you got shit around you.
What'd you say, Evan?
I'll be honest with Bob, the purple light really doesn't help him.
Yeah. It's bisexual lighting.
Fucking Amanda Steinberg.
Stenberg.
The only difference really between those two is that.
Oh wait, it changes color.
Oh, there we go.
It changes color. That jazz things up a bit, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now he's red like the devil.
Red. That's red.
Red.
Evader.
Probably have enough money to be able to hide their stuff a lot better, whereas Katie can't. Just saying.
that the Rewriting Ripley podcast died because it really was a home for calm, rational discussion.
You know, and I knew what they were doing, you know what I mean? Like, I saw all this bullshit, like, you know, constant videos of, look what these girls are doing to us now. Oh my God, like just crying, sobbing, like a
What,
child.
posting your own words?
Yeah,
Sorry.
Calm the fuck down.
Saying that criticism like that, it's like you're doing it for comedic purposes. Like
Yes.
you literally sound like you're crying as you're saying it.
Yeah.
They're just crying.
She accuses guys of crying when here she is, sounding like screaming and sobbing and slobbering all over the place like a hysterical 8-year-old.
But with her, it's justified, guys.
Yeah, remember guys, she's been doxxed.
Yeah.
Allegedly, or attempted at some point.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, even if, like, the only instance not the only instance, but the most recent instance that comes to mind of somebody actually, like, suffering in real life for something they did online was, like, Ethan Klein recently had, like, Child Protective Services called to his house, because for those of you who don't know streaming drama, which God bless you, but there's the Hassan Piker and his fan base are basically fervently against this man, and so they used to have a podcast together, and then they became enemies. And he had Child Protective Services called to his house, most likely by the fan base of Hassan, somebody in it. And basically, and he basically got out of it by saying, "Oh, I said they shouldn't do that, but we have no way to prove it's my fan base." Even though there's like all these posts from his fan base and all these Reddits and stuff about like, we're going to call Child Protective Services on this man like days before it happened. With false accusations about his kids. So like, even if something happens, it's very hard to prove like, oh, it's because of this person, because they can always obfuscate and be obtuse and say, oh, well, it was just a random fan. I can't control I have a lot of fans. I can't control them. So it's like, yeah, what's the point of even bringing that up?
Who knows?
Yeah, who really knows? But who knows? Maybe Bob will say something.
Exactly. Grown men sobbing like a child, you know what I mean? Like to their followers, just for what? Subscriptions, for followers, for, you know, like, I know what they're doing.
I must point out as well that the Disney shills who hate the critics of Disney still use the term the fandom menace, a term I haven't heard for years, and it always makes me laugh. As an original member of the fandom menace, I was of course included in an earlier Rewriting Ripley video that came out back in 2021, a video that is still proudly pinned to the Rewriting Ripley's homepage. There I am, that's my video, and there, that's mine too. My God, Ryan Kennel was a baby.
Oh, look at Ryan there, like,
Damn,
Jesus.
like, damn, Ryan, you built.
That is good.
There, that's mine too. My God, Ryan Kennel.
Look at it, he looks so young too.
Yeah, it's like, fuck,
Wow.
where'd all those years go?
Was a baby.
Including this great myth.
It's not having a beard is a lot of it.
Last week, author and writer Chuck Wendig was fired.
Politics flows.
Oh my God, Ryan was
From culture.
fat too. Fuck, did you guys see that?
I didn't see that. I'm just being like, well, this is what the average Marvel writer looks like, in my opinion.
Yeah, pretty much.
That is like a spitting image. Like, if you look up Marvel comic writer in the dictionary, or an urban dictionary, whatever dictionary you use, this image is what probably pops up. The pink hair, the white glasses, the septum ring, I think that is on the nose here.
Looks
why
like
do you
he's got a septum ring, yeah.
And obviously modern Marvel writer.
About the baby on his t-shirt right there. Like, I thought people like him were like pro-choice. So what was the baby shirt? I don't know. Just thought I'd point it out.
Rewriting Ripley's videos are at best a mess, blatantly using random and unconnected clips in an attempt to push a false narrative.
5 years later when
I mean, we just watched one of their videos. It was pretty clear, and what was great about that video is that it doesn't even there's no like narration over it. It's all just the words of these actual guys, and it told the narrative, the story, the point of the video that it was trying to tell pretty perfectly.
Really?
It told the narrative. You're correct in that. Not the truth, but the narrative.
Yes.
I mean, it's all about the narrative and who controls the narrative.
It's all about the narrative, Austin! It's all about the narrative!
Control your narrative.
About sending a message.
it's just righteous stuff, man.
Breitbart. He resolved to try and attract those people over to Breitbart.
And for the amount of time rewriting Ripley's Katie spends on hating certain individuals, and we're talking years now, she still struggles to find evidence of her claim of rampant racism and bigotry.
And it would be...
Well, that's the thing. You guys will never, ever accept the obvious racism, bigotry, misinformation you guys...
Obvious.
You guys will never...
It's so obvious, guys.
I don't even have to explain
So
it or testify
obvious.
it. It's so obvious.
Yeah.
Never accept it. It's pointless to try to prove it to you, because either you guys are too fucking stupid to know that that's what it is, or you know what it is and you just like to be like, oh no it's not, and be like fucking think you're fucking sneaky and shit. It's bullshit.
Really?
No, what's bullshit is you
Well,
calling
my advice
every
to
fucking
you,
thing a dog
Bob,
whistle.
is
Yeah.
to, well, yeah, stop dog whistling, stop gaslighting, and most importantly, stop hiding in your little bubble, in your little echo chambers, open your ears, and listen to what we have to say. Because, obviously, since you have the attention span of a fucking gnat, you would know that, A, none of us are actually istophobes or racist. We are actual people in the Star Wars fandom. Many of us have been fans our whole lives. So we would know that whoever is trying to do anything to Star Wars, who is obviously taking it into a direction that's obviously out of left field, then yeah, we have a right to raise concerns about it. But, that seems to bother you quite a lot. Don't know why, but hey.
You got that
we
white
gotta do
man
what we gotta
guilt.
do.
So
Yeah.
you don't turn anything into racism, so by your definition, of course there's a bunch of racist shit, because, I don't know, basically saying anything can be interpreted as racist if you want it to be.
Yeah.
If we actually saw some evidence of this, right? If we actually saw some of this shit she's talking about, but no, this is just gas.
Random comments, oh man, she got us.
Oh
It's
no.
over.
Oh, found the racist comments, oh no.
She scrolled by a whole bunch of evidence of that. Maybe look
A
at
bunch
the
of
evidence. she provides.
evidence.
I don't know.
When she does show anything that could be taken as racist, it's usually a tweet that has no connection to the channels or individuals she's trying to take down.
An alarming number of users are exploiting their platforms to spread hate.
The current video, which has gained a lot less traction,
Oh, look at that.
I like our
Famous
evidence with some
star.
random news anchor.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's lots of hate on social media, guys. Oh man, it's over. She got us.
Oh.
and the video from 2021 is truly bizarre. It relies heavily on an interview
Wait,
from
was that
2016.
fucking Filmation's Ghostbusters? What the hell?
That's the big thing that I noticed about the video they tried to show YouTube. Most of the stuff was taken from Ghostbusters, not even the Acolyte.
No,
But
no.
did
What,
they-
what the? Yeah, but that was Filmation's Ghostbusters for a minute. With the two old guys and the monkey.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Uh,
Exploiting their platforms to spread hate.
The current video, which has gained a lot less traction than the video from 2021, is truly bizarre.
has to be true. This random Asian woman said so.
Yeah. By the way, John, that's not a real news anchor lady. That's like
It
an
relies heavily on an
actress for
interview
the
from
fucking
2016
video.
with Milo Yiannopoulos,
Oh, shit.
who has nothing to do with the discussion
Oh, really?
around Disney Star Wars.
Not that I would trust them anymore if they were a news
I
anchor
like how
anyway.
he's trying to frame this as if the video isn't very clear. Milo Yiannopoulos is talking about how they do this campaign to go up against people. Do I still have that video queued? Oh, let's go over this real fast.
An alarming number of users are exploiting their platforms to spread hate.
Are you sure that's an actual news anchor or
I'm
an actress?
positive because I ain't never heard of no Juju Chang before. I mean, that's an obvious fake name right there.
Juju Smith-Schuster was on the Steelers, but
Leslie Jones was subjected to incredibly vicious attacks on Twitter.
Oh,
Shit,
yeah,
she's real.
actually.
Hold on, she's real. I just looked it up. She's real. Never mind. I guess I'm wrong. My bad.
unfortunately,
folks.
Leslie Jones is real too.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately. A fun fact, one of her Netflix specials, her comedy specials, it was produced and directed by the guys behind Game of Thrones.
Oh god.
How did the Game of Thrones guys go from the biggest show on HBO to a Leslie Jones comedy special? I will never know.
Because of season 8 of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, season 8 sucked, but you would think some producers of such high status would get other big projects and not Leslie Jones comedy specials.
They were supposed to do Star Wars or something, weren't they?
Yeah, they were supposed to do Star Wars, but I think Kathleen Kennedy, despite everything we said about her, she must have some sense to know, yeah, I shouldn't let the guys behind season 8 of Game of Thrones touch Star Wars. It's dead enough as it is already.
Kathleen canceling Kennedy.
Well, that proves that Kathleen Kennedy knows what she's doing then. Oh! Not really, no.
Anyway. Well, she's very good at canceling things.
In a way that is going to elicit a response from people.
Sparking outrage, spraying vitriol at many, and helping to legitimize a movement of negativity growing on the internet.
A movement of negativity. In other words, people didn't like my movie.
Whatever happened to Milo Yiannopoulos?
He basically made some comments that came across like he was defending pedophilia, and then he just became like persona non grata. Let me look it up here real quick here. I want to be correct here.
I mean, I thought I heard something about him becoming. I heard something about him becoming Catholic, but I don't really follow all of the alt-right personalities, so. I mean, I'm kind of neutral when it comes to the politics thing. I mean, I do follow Young Turks every now and so, and even they are slowly becoming quite based.
Yeah, they're best whenever Democrats lose, because then they get critical of their own party. I've noticed that seems to be when they become the most sane.
I mean, Sink still has the best outbursts on the internet.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, his election night was pretty fun.
They fucked up his page here on Wikipedia. It's all out of order now.
Oh, they're censoring him.
No, it's not that they're censoring it. It's that they edited the page, so it's now like all out of order. Now it's hard to find certain stuff.
He censored himself to get rid of the pedophilia stuff. He's like, I'll rearrange it so they can't find it.
Smart move, Milo. Should I keep playing, or?
Yeah, go ahead. I just know it's something to do with pedophilia, yeah. Anyway.
So yeah.
Hey, look at that. It's the chick from The Darkest Minds.
It's Amanda Steinberg, guys.
Like, that is like the first movie I've seen her in, The Darkest Minds, and even that was kind of dog shit.
She's got some tig old biddies at least, so she has some redeeming qualities.
Yeah. No relation to
sorry, they. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
No relation to Lance Steinberg, though. And shout out to anyone who knows who that is.
But they're just Milo Yiannopoulos is literally talking about how they do it. Yes,
how he did it.
Disconnected robot.
He wasn't talking about Geeks and Gamers.
2016, 8 years ago, 2 years before The Last Jedi came out, which started all this with Milo Yiannopoulos.
So, I have to assume he's purposely being dense at this point.
No, he's just not instantly believing everything she says.
It didn't all.
You're being dense, didn't you? Listen.
Last Jedi was the big one. I will still. Hell, I mean, I say the trilogy of the big ones were Ghostbusters 2016, Last Jedi, and fucking Captain Marvel. And as you might be able to tell,
Last of Us 2.
And Last of Us 2 is another big one.
That was the Last Jedi of video games, I always say.
You know. Did you guys know that the last... Sorry, Evan, go ahead.
Even when the Last of Us Season 2 adapted that scene from the game, the normies took frickin' turn on it.
Oh, yeah.
If the normies, the mainstream audience, the one that doesn't pay attention to all of, like, the Gamergate or the whole shit with Naughty Dog, if they turn on it, then yeah, you fucked up beyond at that point.
Well, even the episode in the first season that they were all splooging for, whenever I was watching it with my parents, because I was like, oh, this game has a really great story, and HBO is usually good, we'll watch this show. We get to episode 3, and my parents are like, what the hell is this? Well, I'm like, this was not in the game.
Speaking of The Last Jedi, that's something else they ripped off from the old EU, because that is the title of another EU book. Yeah.
Sure.
Yes, really. It's essentially the fourth novel, or a coda, if you will, of the Coruscant Nights trilogy.
Ooh, Coruscant Nights sounds like a little Star Wars After Dark.
No, it's basically Coruscant after the events of Order 66, pretty much.
Is it Knights like KN or like N?
N. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
Moving on.
First one I listed, it's Ghostbusters 2016. So yeah, so that was like a big one, but like you could tell they were kind of pushing it with Force Awakens, you know, putting out some feelers. You could tell, you know, the hatred John Boyega got at that time.
Oh, be quiet.
Okay, here's a little memory test. What was the main criticism you guys remember from The Force Awakens? Because the main criticism I heard was that it was a New Hope copy.
Yeah.
Like, it was nothing about race or sex. I mean, there was some stuff about Rey being a Mary Sue, of course. But the main thing was definitely plot-related criticisms.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big thing that I did hear about John Boyega's race being a part of something was the fact that he was playing some kind of stormtrooper. And there, of course, there are some people pointing out the weird sort of... What's the word I'm looking for? Like, the idea of a black guy in a white stormtrooper suit. It did seem kind of weird to some people, but I don't think it was anything actually racial. It was just, what are they trying to say here?
Well, and there were a lot of like kind of normies.
A bunch of fascists.
Yeah, there's a lot of normies that they had like watched the prequels as their last thing, and they're like, "Why does he look like Jango Fett?" You know, and so it's like that took 2 seconds to explain. Like, no, they didn't use the clones for very long and all that. You just have to watch the Bad Batch, guys.
Yay!
That was explained.
Now we Omega. Wecker, my friend.
Don't do it, Wrecker.
Oh, I hate that show, and I haven't even finished it, and I hate it. But anyway, moving on.
Remember, guys, we may not like Star Wars all that much, or at least the current state of it, but we have the right to criticize because we actually still watch it.
Goddamn.
I mean, hell, we gotta keep up with it if we're gonna criticize it.
Yeah, that's
You're
one
just
thing.
watching it to hate it.
That's one thing. Evan has a point. That's one thing that I've come to realize about Disney Star Wars, that if you're gonna clown on it, it does pay to at least keep up with it a little bit, to know what the hell the shills are banging on about. But anyway.
Yep.
Or hell, you could just watch the shills and their reactions. You can kind of piece together the story from there.
Kinda, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Was that racist response when they were, doing the one time where I'll actually give them, they did a bait and switch, because the trailers in the United States strongly indicate that Finn would be the main protagonist of that series. They were, there was a racist backlash to Finn being the lead of the Star Wars movie. And then when the actual movie came out, it kind of switched to sexism. But, these clips very much play into
opposed to it being both a racist and a sexist backlash.
Well, wait until they make a black. Well, wait. Oh, yeah, Manila Stenberg. So, yeah, that was the racist and sexist one, I'm sure.
Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, it's not like one outweighs the other, right?
Yeah, no.
I wonder what he says when there's a white guy lead and we don't like something. It's like, well, he's probably gay, so then he can say that. But even if a straight white guy.
Or better yet, what if they made a Star Wars series with a white male lead, but they hire Elliot Page?
Oh, God.
You have to like it. Best performance ever.
Oscar worthy, 10 out of 10. Absolute cinema.
You only gave it 7? Wow, bigot.
What she is demonstrating. And she uses it's not her saying it, it's other people saying it.
Whose relevance died 5 minutes after 2016.
His relevance doesn't fucking matter. Holy shit.
And it's not just an interview with him. Tweets from 2016 are also used. But why?
Yes, to demonstrate that what he's talking about is still being done to this day, even if he's not the big one doing it. Other people are doing it. That's the fucking point. He set up.
And what makes you any better, Bob?
I just love how he's like, this one guy used this one strategy one time. So now anytime anybody criticizes the film, it's because they're clearly doing that too. It's like, no, it's not how it works. Like,
Milo,
what is
you
your logic?
Bastard, I read your book!
It's just like the ridiculousness of trying to connect the dots here. It just turns into these massive leaps in logic. Like, this guy who criticized Disney Star Wars.
From It's Always Sunny right now with the cork
Hey,
board.
come on now. Don't bring Charlie Day into it. At least he's talented.
Yeah.
A lot of the playbook, and now other people are following in his footsteps.
If the people rewriting Ripley wants to take down are so bad and consistent with their online abuse, shouldn't there be hours of relevant videos and screenshots to use?
Well, there is, but they want a quick, concise video. People are more likely to watch something quicker. If you put, like, dude, wait a minute. You were just complaining because rewriting Ripley. does these long.
Rewriting Whipley. Whipley.
Star Wars legends.
Oh, God.
I gotta top my ice cream with whipped cream.
It's Wabbit
Blog
season.
forms where they just give you everything. They give you point by point. Here's evidence of this. Here's evidence of that. And you're complaining, this is too long. Who has time to read this? And now when they do something quick, concise, punchy, you're like, well, this is barely
One way to put it.
anything. You need more if you want to prove it. Motherfucker.
Oh, he's getting tough now. Watch out.
Oh shit, we got a badass over here.
Motherfucker!
What? Evan, what?
Talking tough, Bob, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, real tough, yeah.
I love it when someone clearly like calculates the F word as they're saying it. They're like, motherfucker. Like, just say it naturally. What's wrong with you?
Like he was raised his whole life not to cuss. But then when he finally gets of age where he can get away with it, he still struggles to say it a little bit. Like, oh, if I said it, it's gonna hit me.
It's just that little hitch where you know, like, oh, he said, oh, I better say fuck now because I got to emphasize this point.
Plain.
Why not just use clips from all the people they are trying to take down? Even the comments that whiz by are mostly about the character in the show, or responding to the View episode that Amanda Sternberg guested on, which as far as I know is still allowed.
It is the most like kind of narcissistic lack of.
Yes.
Doing the Avengers theme with the retard voice. What does that prove about being sexist? What is he talking about?
I don't know.
Or I guess what they were talking. That was in the Ripley thing, yeah.
Probably.
Did he just take up? What the fuck was the point of saying that? She's allowed to be on The View and people are allowed to comment on her being on The View. But all depends on how they comment.
Oh, there we go. They're allowed to comment on her appearance on The View, but they're just not allowed to. But it's how they do it is what we don't like. Okay, Bob, sure.
In other words, if they do it negatively at all, then he'll call it sexist and racist.
Yeah.
If you love her appearance on The View, that's okay. What's that?
Listen, I'm not a huge fan of like regulating speech or anything like that. But the fact.
Oh really? Oh really?
Yeah. I'd like to get his opinions on England and Germany right now.
Is these guys do push bigotry and misinformation, and as I've always said, you know, bigotry is just a subsect of misinformation. But
boy, we're hitting the whole bingo card. It's misinformation. Is he going to do disinformation as well? Let's see.
Hold on, he might. Maybe he hasn't realized he filled in the free space yet.
Misogyny, bigotry, sexist,
Hold on.
racist.
All he needs to do is point out the fact that Amanda Steinberg is on the LGBTQYA, and I forget the rest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
You just say it's homophobic or transphobic or whatever, and he'll get a full bingo.
Just say alphabet, people. It's the easiest way.
The alphabet people, got it.
bad for society because lots of people believe this shit. Frankly, that's the thing. So, like, people will probably watch this and be like, we got to go to defend these guys. I want you to understand, yes, the people who get harassed are victims, but the fans of these guys are fucking victims too. And, I feel sorry for them. You kind of have to put that aside because they're going to be fucking fighting you. But, like, they're victims too. They've been, like, brainwashed by this bullshit.
Oh, shove off, Bob. You're one to talk about brainwashed fans. Holy
It's so
hell.
funny. They always accuse us of this, and yet I see those people engage, like, doing shit like this where they watch and engage with the other side, and, like, EFAP goes into 12-hour breakdowns of shit. It's not like they're in an echo chamber. They're like, purposely engaging with the opposite and reasoning out why it's wrong. So to say that they're brainwashed, why would they expose their fans to the opposite viewpoint? Surely if their arguments were shit, their fans would go, oh wow, this other video that they're watching is the good people.
Makes no sense, honestly.
And it's very frustrating.
Self-awareness.
No, everybody doesn't share my opinion.
Victims of opinion are also very good at using specific language to try and drum up support. Language that people with half a conscience or a brain would never use. But no victim of imaginary abuse can victim hard enough in the online world, so we see the repeated use of language like,
a handful of YouTubers have jeopardized the safety of our community and the creatives we love for too long. The Star Wars fandom demands action. Hate should not be a career path.
and to YouTube's initial response.
Yes. Good language will help get your point across and help elicit an emotional reaction. These are useful tools in communication.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
I was like, keep it clean.
I don't know, man. I don't know. He's probably. I don't know. When Bob thinks, it requires legit effort on his
So he wants
part.
them to speak more retardedly because otherwise they're brainwashing their audience if they make a good argument.
Pretty much, yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but my theory, he's probably buffering.
Yeah.
Bob.exe is not responding.
Yeah. Bob.exe
What
is
the
running
fuck?
slowly.
What is your point, man?
Response?
Thank you. Relevant videos and channels have been reported. We hope you make the right decision.
Well, YouTube did make the right decision. It was glorious. Thanks for reaching out. Just heard back and confirmed that this content is not violative and will remain up. We totally understand you may not agree with this decision. Little did YouTube know. But we reviewed this video very carefully against our policies.
Ooh!
Oh, snap.
Another one for the good
This
guys.
just shows that they tolerate bigotry and racism, and they don't.
Yeah,
This said
Bob's side has legit made that argument. At least Eric has. I know Eric has made that argument. Like, oh, they just allow these chuds to say all this mean, bigoted stuff because they bring in ad revenue for YouTube. Ugh.
They don't enforce their own terms of service. Meanwhile, there's terrorist propaganda on Twitch that people want to keep all those people platformed, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's okay. They're on the good side of history, right?
These guys don't like Star Wars. That's way more important than people dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haiti into a tailspin.
At Team YouTube, this is an admission that you have not reviewed our concerns, proven by saying this video when there are 10 plus videos in question. However, thank you for confirming
Yes, it was a bot response. It was obviously a bot response.
your inability to take safety seriously. You and your advertisers will be hearing from us soon.
You and your advertisers will be
Advertisers.
Advertisers.
I'm picturing him sending like a letter to Coke, being like, "Did you know Ryan Kinnell didn't like The Last Jedi?" Coke, the CEO, is just what the fuck.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. Now I'm just imagining fucking Asa Candler getting that letter from fucking Food That Built America. Dude, Asa Candler fucking takes that letter in the trash and he lights it on fire with a match because that's like the last shot of him in that show. Fucking hilarious.
I don't even see advertisements on YouTube, so I don't even know who the hell advertises them just because I have premium.
Lucky you.
Yeah. $12 a month, I'm rolling in the dough.
I mean, the only thing I have that's remotely, like an advantage in YouTube is that I have ad blocker. Or rather, not ad blocker, the dislike counter.
Oh, the extension, yeah.
I have that extension too, yeah.
Yeah, join the club.
Now the unhinged Katie is threatening YouTube. And don't worry, she did try and contact some advertisers who ignored her, but it gets better.
Additional.
Wow, Ubisoft,
Really, I would like
Pillow, and Grammarly. Yeah, I'm sure those are the big name advertisers on YouTube.
Ubisoft has bigger shit to worry about than if somebody doesn't like shit on YouTube.
Yeah,
They're
like the fact that no one wants to buy their games anymore, yeah.
We are literally just selling ourselves to the Chinese at this point. We do not have time to deal with this shit.
And with that Chinese blood money is a lot more relevant than a bunch of YouTube is not liking the Acolyte.
Point out at Team YouTube that nobody in Star Wars fandom has requested selected videos be removed. Simply that a handful of YouTube channels should be demonetized. The lack of clarity in your response to address
Simply demonetized.
Simply.
Oh, let's just demonetize yours then. That would be an even exchange, right? Yeah. Well, no, that's a big deal then.
I mean, like,
For these people who rag on capitalism, they sure are worried about
Actually, they would probably take that trade in a heartbeat because they probably don't even make any fucking money from their YouTube. With how irrelevant most of these people are now.
Simply that a handful of YouTube channels be demonetized. That's all. Just
Yes.
Well, that does not compute.
Can still stay up. It just needs to be demonetized.
simply
And why is that, Mr. Bob?
take away the livelihood of people you don't like. Hey, Katie. No biggie.
Disavow and deplatform. It's that easy.
And I like how the main.
I'm fine with them taking away the ad revenue on 6-year-old live streams. Sure. Yeah. Go ahead. I don't think many people are going back and watching the Friday Night Tights from 2018 or whatever.
Yeah, that's not cinema.
Safety of people, but she doesn't mind if the videos stay up as long as no one makes any money from them.
The only video that I've ever gotten removed from one of these channels, and that was an Ethan Van Sciver comic book, that dude's video, whatever. We already went over this, but I'm saying, like, that's one of the only things I've ever successfully gotten removed. And the thing is like, they just have to chill for 90 days, and then all their strikes go away.
Yeah, it's funny because it's almost as if cancel culture is not a real thing.
Yeah, while the request
Yep, that is true.
from rewriting Ripley's Katie McCourt, a person who clearly has social and anger problems, was pathetic on its own. It was the fact that many other YouTubers not only supported the post, but they went,
"Hey, we know these people, do we?"
No, we don't know these people. These are totally nice people. Yeah.
out of their way to repost it to YouTube in an attempt to have people they don't agree with silenced. Individuals, I might add, who rely on selling Disney's Star Wars product in the hope of making a living.
So these are people, like, they always call them the shells, but the fact is these are just people who are fans of Star Wars.
Oh, shove
Star Wars.
Also make money.
Yes.
This guy here looks more like a homeless guy than a Star Wars fan. That's all. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Got fucking pork up in the top.
Let's have
there.
You know what? We'll have a nice test to prove who's more of a Star Wars fan. We'll have Ryan Kindle go against Kyle Katarn in a trivia contest, including EU material.
Oh, that'll be good. I would legit pay to see that. Yeah.
That would be a pretty good charity stream.
It's the trivia match of the century.
And I would love if Ryan did the whole thing in the retard voice that he was using for the Avengers theme there. Just to piss off Katarn while he's just killing him.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You can be a fan and dislike some Star Wars. Heck, I still consider myself a Star Wars fan. I just played for you at the beginning of this stream my old video where I was
identify as a Star Wars fan.
Skywalker.
Hang on.
I don't like.
What was this thing? Go back 10 seconds, Evan.
Oops.
Some Star Wars. Heck, I still consider myself. I always call them the shells, but the fact is these are just people who are fans of Star Wars. Listen, you don't have to. You can be a fan and dislike some Star Wars. Heck, I still consider myself a Star Wars fan. I just played for you at the beginning of this stream my old video where I was just panning fucking Rise of Skywalker. Okay. I don't like that movie. I really.
Oh, that's the safe one. Everybody pans on that one. Pick a different one.
It's either that one or The Last Jedi.
Bob, you either want Disney Star Wars to fail or you don't. Plain and simple. If you want even one thing in Disney Star Wars succeed, you're a shill. Plain and simple. Anyway.
Really don't like the prequels either. There's plenty of Star Wars.
Did you just say people don't really like the prequels, like us? Did you just say that?
I think he's trying to say this like, look, I'm not above insulting Star Wars. I insulted the Rise of Skywalker in the prequels. So
now you're a legit fake fan. So there you go.
What a show.
I dislike, I would still overall consider myself a fan. In fact, when I was a kid, I was much more into Star Wars than Star Trek. And now I'm more into Star Trek, but like, when I was a kid, it was fucking...
Oh, that new Star Trek material is doing it for you, huh?
Yeah, dude, if there's one thing that as a Star Wars fan versus not being a Star Trek fan I've learned is that Star Trek fans are really bad at understanding Star Wars. Just in my personal experience, I have come to realize that.
As a more casual fan of Trek for sure, but as a fan of both, I watched the original series and 3.5 seasons of Next Gen and a lot of the movies basically. Star Trek fans are just as hurt by new shit as the Star Wars fans. That's not the example you want to use.
Yeah.
Because like they've gotten just as pissed at Picard seasons 1 and 2 and what was oh god, yeah, STD. I couldn't even remember the name of the retarded show.
Worlds I hear is better than those two, but not by much.
Yeah, it was good in the first season. They really fell apart and started having musicals and shit. Yeah.
I mean, I've known people who are in Discovery. I've known people who are in Strange New Worlds, and I know the guy who show ran Star Trek Picard, and yeah, even they were like themselves. They don't really care about the newer material. Their big goal is to try and uphold the original lore as much as they could, you know, before it gets completely dismantled and diminished and all that.
Well, the really sad thing is that I think it's Terry Maslov made season 3 of Picard, and everybody like said how much. Well, most people said how much they loved it, like old fans and everybody. There was still some stupid stuff in there, but it seemed a lot more reverent. And then Kurtzman, what's that? Even Talus, that's the one. Yes,
Talus.
Sorry.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and so everybody was like having him on stuff like, wow, you did such a great job. And then he basically got pushed out, and a proposed show for him got pushed out because, I forget, Alex Kurtzman basically was like, well, he made me look bad, so now I want control of everything again, because he's been in control of everything since like 2009, I think.
And funny enough, Terry Metellus, from what I understand, he is going to be showrunning Vision Quest for Marvel.
Nice.
Oh, God.
Well, he did a decent job.
We wait to see if that's going to be good.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't get overridden by Feige at every turn.
Although I did hear they're already trying to downplay it because they didn't give him a high enough budget. Like, it's like lower than WandaVision.
Yikes. Anyway.
But yeah,
Star Wars, fucking the original trilogy was my bang. That was it, man. I loved it. And yeah, you can be a fan and dislike elements of Star Wars. But then you move on and you discuss the things you mainly like. When your whole...
Hold on. Discussing the things we like is not gonna fix the fact that what we like is shit now. I am so sick of this argument where it's like, just talk about the Star Wars stuff you like. It's like, I do that already. That's not gonna magically make all the bad stuff go away, or magically make the bad stuff better, or just make Disney magically make better new stuff. It's still gonna be like this burning fucking trash heap, and it's such a deflection tactic, and I'm honest to God sick of it. It's so stupid. It's weak sauce.
It's a rhetorical, like, I don't know, just like misnomer. It's just like, oh, well, if nobody ever talks negatively about anything, then everybody will love everything. And it's just like, how do you guys feel if I thought with like a pile of shit and I told you how great it was, and then if you disagreed, I was just like, wow, you're just a hater. You're a hater on my food, bro. I don't know what's wrong with you. Like, you should just not even talk about this pile of shit you have to eat.
Yeah. Anyway.
Whole fucking internet presence becomes, I'm just shitting on things. That is
on
not,
bad things.
It's not helpful.
Shitting
It's
on
not.
bad things can be cathartic, Bob. Just saying.
Yeah, you gotta have fun with it somehow. If there's something shitty, you'd rather be miserable or.
And yeah, it's still shit, but at least you feel slightly better about it. And especially you feel validated knowing that lots and lots of people are on your side.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that they hate the most. They hate the fact that the people who rag and hate on their products aren't alone. They're a united front. And they substantially match the same numbers. And if not, they are overwhelmingly, what's the word I'm looking for? Over the people who defend the new Star Wars projects with all their lives and souls.
Yeah.
Not how a fan behaves. When you just shit on stuff
Good question.
all the time, it tells me you're not actually a fan of that thing. It tells me,
Yes, Bob, I am not a fan of crappy Star Wars. You have that correct.
The absolute fucking gold.
But what if it has a black trans woman in it? Because at that point, if you're not a fan of it, you're a bigot.
Yeah. Like, miss me with that BS.
Yeah, when are we gonna get the Star Wars show with Laverne Cox involved?
Oh, God. That's gonna be bad.
Sydney Sweeney, Slave Leia bikini origin movie. Make it happen, Star Wars. You love having the origin of articles of clothing. We know this from Solo.
The Empire Strikes Back.
With Salma Hayek as the mentor.
yeah, buddy. Anyway,
I must teach you with love.
it tells me you are a. God, is anti-fan the best term?
Oh,
yeah,
God,
I guess it is.
Hater.
Fan bullshit.
Oh boy.
We should watch that video where like the fandom initiative explain what they say an anti-fan is. That'll be a good one.
Wait, anti-fan?
Yeah,
or you could shorten it. You could shorten that to Antifa.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sorry.
Because the thing, anti-fan really is the only term that works. Because if you just, saying they're not a fan doesn't work. Because if you're not a fan of Star Wars, you just won't fucking discuss it. You'll fucking discuss.
Or you'll say how shit it all is, which is fine.
Yeah.
I think they'd be an idiot to say that every single Star Wars thing in the world, like on planet Earth.
I
is
disagree
terrible.
with them, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna just say that they're not honest in their thoughts or whatever just because they don't like shit.
Yeah. Anyway.
Hell, all franchises have their shit.
Yeah.
And that does stop people from either discussing how shit it is, but at the same time, yeah, it doesn't magically make it go away, as you said, Backseater, but at least it's cathartic to acknowledge that, yeah, it's shit, and there's gonna be people out there who agree, yeah, it's shit.
Yeah, like
Well,
they're
quite frankly,
Sorry, go ahead, John.
well, just what makes a fandom toxic is not having shitty stuff. Like, there's a bunch of shitty horror sequels in a lot of franchises, and the fans of that, they don't, like, fight you tooth and nail if you're like, no, Friday the 13th Part 8 is a masterpiece, how dare you insult it? We all just have fun shitting on it. Like, it's not that serious, because it's a movie, and we just are willing to, like, we still have fun with the bad stuff. We talk about good elements or whatever, or a charm, even if something is shitty. The thing that makes it toxic with Star Wars is that they get so hypersensitive and accusing you of all this horrible stuff if you don't like the damn movie.
Yep.
Makes sense.
But if you're nonstop talking about Star Wars and just shitting on it, that's anti-fan. And the reason why Star Wars gets more of a focus is because these guys hate on Star Wars so much worse than anything else. Marvel's getting up there.
Oh, what a surprise! When Marvel gets bad, we're talking about it badly.
You mean you can say that the same franchise that gave us such gems like WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Eternals, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Thor: Love and Thunder, Ant-Man and the Wasp:
Literally
Quantumania.
all of Phase 4 and 5.
Clearly,
I don't know what you're talking about. Whenever he said "I'm not a dick," I was inspired.
But Star Wars is still their number one. That's why they're going to do episode by episode breakdowns of fucking Acolyte and shit like that.
Now, got to be an extra in Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hey,
Yay!
Team YouTube.
Yeah, so occasionally these fans will get a chance. Listen, if you don't like that a fan channel gets a chance to be an extra on Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you think, you can't trust that channel anymore, then don't fucking watch it. It's that fucking simple.
Or watch it and point out why they're a shill.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Channels aren't above criticism. You're trying to deplatform someone. We can't talk negatively about a channel. We're not trying to deplatform them. Or I'm sorry, demonetize them, because that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine with them making as much money as they can, which isn't much because their ideas are dishonest and everybody's caught on.
Yeah.
Little grifting.
That is rich from the guy whose whole life has been trying to grift off Star Wars.
Oh, wait, that's a smaller YouTube channel too. That's gotta be really cool for him.
And that's with the hate little grifting.
That is rich from
So small and he got a part in Star Wars? That's a little suspicious.
I mean, yeah, look at this guy. He's got like 6,000. He's got like just shy of 6,000 subs.
Did he get invited for some interviews too? Because that would be even more suspicious.
Did he get invited to the Bohemian sex grow parties?
Grogu dolls for everybody.
Oh wait, hold on. He was invited to wear the maid outfit. That's what probably happened.
Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah. Moving on.
Just under 6,000 subscribers. That's kind of shitty, dude. Gonna specifically focus on this dude. He's got nothing compared to your following, Robot Head.
Oh, you can only insult people that are bigger than you. But also, if you insult people that are bigger than you, you're just trying to grift off their success because you think mentioning them will help you in the algorithm. So you're an evil grifter either way.
Robot Head has he's just shy of 345,000 subs. He has 342,000 subscribers. So, what's your point here, Bob?
He's less than 9, Jesus. And you're just gonna shit on this guy just because he likes Star Wars? That's bully behavior, dude. Congrats.
It's bully behavior, you guys.
Oh, cry me a river, Bob.
Someone cannot be a YouTuber at all. If they say something retarded, I'm going to point it out.
Oh no.
They can have 0 subscribers.
Because Bob just brought that up, I just realized I had someone doing gardening outside my window this whole time. Anyway, because Bob just brought that up, I'm totally putting on bully music right now. You guys can keep playing the music.
Music from the game Bully?
Yep.
Nice.
You're being a bully.
The guy whose whole life has been trying to grift off Star Wars.
What challenges?
What? That's not what grifting is. Being a fan of Star Wars and then talking about Star Wars on your channel and then getting access to be able to talk to people from Star Wars, that is not grifting.
That last part is a little bit.
Yeah.
Those first two aren't, but
You have
being
to have
granted
some sort of
access. Why?
or con involved with
Possibly
grifting.
because of what they said.
Selling.
And how they said it, and how often they say it.
I mean, hell, when was the last time you heard someone who negatively criticized Star Wars got invited to be an extra in a Star Wars show?
Literally, Theory, who has his own separate set of problems. But whenever he basically told the Outlaws people, "Well, I'm not just going to blindly play your game. I'd rather play it first," and they were like, "Oh, okay, well, we'll just invite these other people out here to play it then."
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't it be a bigger sign of confidence from a big film company if they invited people known to shit on the newer products of Star Wars to see, invite them over, have them actually provide honest feedback, and then actually go back to the movie a little later, like after post-production, maybe not reshoots, but maybe fix the structure of the movie a little bit based on the input of, the actual critical Star Wars fans. Wouldn't that be like a sign of confidence?
Or if you're so confident in it and you invite those people and like they say, hey, this was pretty damn good, I'm going to take their words going to mean way more than the people who just praise everything. Like,
yeah.
I'm going to be like, oh, this might actually be good. Maybe I'll watch it now because, this guy said it instead of, this random person who just always loves all the shit that I hate.
A fake culture war is fucking grifting, my dude. That's what grifting is. So
you're doing the culture war right now, buddy.
Yeah. You're one of the generals.
We're all sons of the Patriots now!
What this guy does, what this Steel Wars guy does, is not grifting. What Robot Head does is grifting. Just saying.
It's only grifting if you dislike things. That makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Right face.
Yep. Shilling is the word we're looking for, Bob, and it's what exactly you're doing.
I legit think it doesn't compute with him that you can be positive and grift. Like, which is honestly the easier route because the multi-billion-dollar company's on your side then. Obviously, it's easier than trying to cultivate a fan base.
No, please don't criticize my precious multi-billion-dollar company.
What's the meme with the little guy with the knife? He's like, stay away from the multi-billion-dollar.
Actually, I have it on my phone here. I downloaded it not long ago. And I was criticizing someone on Twitter. Let me see if...
Just drop it in the meme. Just drop it in the meme resources, Evan.
See, being a gamer, I can change that to $1 trillion because people are always defending Microsoft for shit. Who's like a $2 or $3 trillion company.
Leave the $1 trillion company alone.
Over a decade of grifting, and
yeah, great edit there.
Still, no one's watching him.
Yeah, I think you're right. It might be actual fucking jealousy.
Is on the Schmodown.
Oh yeah, he was big in the Star Wars division.
This particular clip, is it just me, or does Alex look a bit younger in this?
I think he looks a bit younger. I think Alex is getting older because he's putting on them pounds.
When Schmodown went out of business a few years ago.
Oh no.
Poor Schmodown. Never heard of him.
Blamed COVID. It's Christian Harloff's big thing where he blended WWE and movie trivia.
Yeah.
It actually sounds fun, but for some reason I feel like it wouldn't be for me.
Well, it could have been, except a lot of the people they got were cringe, such as, I think Coy Jandra was a contestant. Like Dan Murrell was there, and he always won everything.
Was there. I know that for a fact.
John Roca, that's where he got the outlaw. That was his character. He played cowboy music and shit. Yeah, I used to watch Collider shit, embarrassingly.
When I think of cowboy, I definitely think John Roca.
Oh, yeah.
That's the gunslinger I think of.
No way, John Roca is a fucking bandito, not a fucking cowboy.
If he was a cowboy, he's the reason the buffalo went extinct.
Yeah.
He had a few too many.
John Roca's so proud of being like a Latino. Why the hell didn't he show up with a sombrero instead?
Viva! He has maracas.
Yes. Anyway.
Come to the Schmodown.
Wrestling, but for some reason, I think John Roca would be that one Latino who would hate on the Brock Lesnar segment where he's conducting the mariachi band against Eddie Guerrero.
That sounds amazing.
This is cultural appropriation.
Even
I've never
though
seen that, but now I have to.
Oblivious to the fact that it was Eddie Guerrero's idea for that skit.
Yeah. He was like, well, it's still a white man in there, though.
I went on a bit of a binge because I saw Olivia Munn in some show that my parents were watching, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I know her." And I showed them some like Attack of the Show clips where like she's eating the hot dog like it's a dick, and she's like jumping in her maid outfit into a giant pie and stuff. And I'm thinking like, oh my god. And then there was one where like they did a fake movie trailer where she dies and wakes up a lesbian, and she like wakes up with these boots and a flannel on and stuff. It's like all the lesbian stereotypes. And I'm just like, oh my god.
If she woke up a lesbian, she wear fucking Birkenstocks.
Well, this was like 2006 or something, okay. But yeah, but yeah. So. And then I found another one where she's like basically crying, saying how much she used to love doing that show. I'm like, the shills just would not believe that she was telling the truth. They'd be like, no, she must have a gun to her head or something. It was sexist. Yeah. She can't like that. Yeah. I'm like, no, people used to have fun, you know?
It's called irreverence, yeah.
Let's see how they justify it here.
Because, this guy's not a toxic piece of shit, and he's able to get access to this stuff. Robot not going to get access to this stuff because he's fucking terrible. Not only does he do shit...
Why is he terrible? He has 300,000 subscribers.
Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, no, they're not going to invite him because he's highly critical of Disney's Star Wars, aside from Andor, of course, but... Like, they're not going to invite him because he's critical of, like, 90 to 95, if not 98% of Disney's output. Why the hell would they? It just does not make sense from a marketing perspective to invite people who hate you, you know? So it's ridiculous.
Shitty Star Wars videos are easily fucking debunked.
Oh.
He also does shitty videos like this.
What do you debunk an opinion? What the fuck are you talking about?
You debunk a fact, but not an opinion.
I mean, at most...
I didn't like Andor. I debunked you.
At most, you can show an opinion is misinformed, but yeah, you can't debunk an opinion.
It's just the wrong word to use there, yeah.
Are also easily debunked. He's fucking debunked himself a couple of times, actually, so hey.
Lamp, that is correct, and still...
I want the variation of Space Torch.
We're not going to give you Space Torch there.
Now, you could have thousands of channels on YouTube making videos praising Disney Star Wars, and it wouldn't make any difference to me and my ability to make money on YouTube.
Okay, cool.
But for some bizarre reason, the Disney shills believe that the channel's criticizing...
Yeah, it's the apex of masculinity, folks.
She looks disgusted right there.
He's like, oh my god.
It's like, get the fuck off me.
It's like, oh my god, I wish my boyfriend was here instead of this fucking loser, yeah.
Then would you look at that? The Grogu plushie.
Oh, that's...
Gap alert, gap alert.
Yeah.
Grogu attracted person.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
What's his name? Chris Hansen comes in. He's like, take a seat right over there. Why does your Grogu doll have a hole in the ass? Why do all your Grogu dolls have holes in the ass?
It's like we have.
What do you plan on doing tonight?
We have the transcripts right here.
I freaking love Chris Hansen, man. Those clips are.
He's still doing that shit to this day. He's just not.
He came back recently.
Yeah,
Trump brought him back to get the whenever he was deporting people, the ones that were like pedophiles and shit. He had them sit down, and he had like a translator and shit. It was.
Yeah. I always thought a fun clip to do is to pay Chris Hansen to talk to like someone like Sexplain, Alex, and Damon. And they were like, why don't you two take a seat right over here since you want to just like slave Leia, no?
That like, Grizzy clip where he has like, Chris Hansen confronting the guy outside the building. He's just like, I have been in television for a lot of years, but this is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. And he'll paste Roka's face on it and shit.
Yeah. It's like, oh, fucking hell, anyway.
Okay, so this is the reason why why I kind of end up...
Yeah, the fact that he even paused it on this frame right here just makes it all the better.
Yes.
Kind of speaking out about this is because these guys and their culture war garbage channels have started bleeding out into everyone else's communities. It used to be like, I knew these...
So it's a sign of their communities growing, Bob.
You call everything a culture war. Like, he's just insulting their thoughts on Star Wars, and he's countering them. It's just fucking debate, and you're calling it culture war. He's not even talking about any of that shit.
I mean, it's a verbal war if you want to be like really anal about it, but yeah.
I just think culture war is more like political or racial or, homo stuff, like all that sort of subjects. It's more of like a culture war if you're discussing those. He's just discussing their content and why their deplatforming doesn't make sense. Like, they started a culture war, if anything, with this by saying they're homophobic, deplatform them.
Yeah.
99.9% of the time, the guys within those communities, they aren't hurting anyone.
Yeah.
They're just talking shit.
Yeah. Anyway.
These guys were around pretty much back when they fucking started. I've been on YouTube for 10 years. I knew these guys were around. I ignored them for the most part because my goal was to when they were small enough, my goal was just fucking ignore them, and they will just fucking suffocate and fucking die because these channels are fucking worthless.
Violent language, deplatform.
Very violent. I feel threatened right now.
You want to suffocate them and make them die? Wait a minute.
Whoa,
that was your goal?
Whoa there, Bobby boy. Hold up. Also, I just looked it up. Robot Head's been around since like 2018, so he hasn't been around for that long, no.
And I love how he's basically admitting, like, oh, if they're smaller, then I don't care about them. It's only because their ideas are popular now.
Yeah, only because like they're getting huge and
What's
they have
the deal?
a lot of fans. It's a problem.
Yeah, do they change what they were saying, or maybe the content's gotten worse, and so more people agree with them?
When that happened, that's pretty much what a lot of YouTubers did. Let's be serious. And what happened? They grew, and they grew. And now their fucking communities are bleeding off into everybody else's communities. Birdman talked about this on one of his Exposing the Grift videos.
I did not become a fan of Sexplain because I became a fan of Ryan Kinnell. That's not happening. They're bleeding into the other communities.
Dude,
How?
I came across this one dumbass on Blue Sky for my account got banned there, and fucking like this one broad was all like, oh, like people are more willing to give EFAP's fucking targets of criticism a chance now, like Jenny Nicholson, for example. It's like, that's not how that works, my guy. No. What are you talking about?
So then you really can't make any case against them, because then you're saying that they're helping those channels. So don't ever try to demonetize them.
Sense, because fucking EFAP made like a 4-hour critique on Jenny's video, so
Yep.
It's like what bizarre logic is that watching EFAP make fun of Jenny Nicholson makes Jenny Nicholson popular? Like the hell?
Also, if you watch EFAP, you don't have time to watch anything else.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing that EFAP has helped is Arcane's popularity. I only checked that out after EFAP talked about it because they talked positively about it, and I knew that they were actual critical people. So funny that it helped the gay fucking woman lesbian-led show.
Yeah.
Popping up in communities all over the place, and it's like, no, you're pushing bullshit. You're harassing my fans. You are not welcome. This is frustrating, and it needs addressed.
Do affect their ability to make a living on YouTube, as if the channels criticizing Disney are somehow hypnotizing the general public into not liking Star Wars.
Well, a lot of the like Robot Heads fans or Nerdrotics fans, they don't even watch this shit, and you can tell very quickly when you fucking talk to them.
Some of us do check out the shows just to see,
I watch them. I just don't give Disney money to watch them.
Always pirate shit, folks. Anyway.
The Acolyte cancellation.
And I'm not saying they have to like them, but or they have to watch them.
Oh, really?
Well then, what's your point then?
Why did you bring this up then?
He just shot himself in the foot right there.
This is like when you insult the writing of something and they're like, well, I think you're just homophobic. And I'm just like, but all I did was talk about the writing. Well, I'm not saying that if you insult the writing, that I'm just going to call you homophobic. You just did.
Yeah, pretty much. Way to fucking go, Bobbert.
But they should watch it to at least be able to properly fucking criticize it. It's one thing if they just watched like a Nerdrotic review and said, yeah, the Acolyte sucked, and they went on with their day. That's actually fine. Nerdrotic is terrible. He's a terrible reviewer. He pushes misinformation.
Oh boy, here we go.
Don't.
Are you saying he doesn't watch it? Because otherwise it's information.
Nerdrotic video and go on for the rest of your day just going, yeah, I don't think I'll check out the Acolyte. That sucks. Cool. Whatever. It's your life, man.
This should be the thumbnail right there.
Oh yeah, that's good. I'm gonna have to remember that for later.
50, 44. 50, 44. Are we good?
Yep. Moving on.
But if you're going to go to other people and you know, online and be like, Acolyte sucks, and just repeat things that Nerdrotic or Critical Drinker tell you, and call people names just because they disagree with you, and just nonstop, you know, send hate their way, that's a whole different issue.
You know when I get way more hate? Is from fan bases of people like you, who you say the Acolyte sucks, and they come into, you know, whatever, Twitter or whatever you comment that on, and they're like, oh my god, you're a fucking bigoted Nerdrotic fan. Like, they care way more about what the other side says. I barely watch what these, you know, shills say, other than to, you know, clown on them, but it's not like I'm going over and trying to change their minds.
Actual issue.
At what stage of grief are you at right now?
I'm still a little angry.
The shills should give the general audience.
Are they on helium or some shit?
I think it's to maybe. Well, I would say to avoid copyright, but I don't think you have to worry about
Yeah, I was
that.
about to say, sometimes they would pitch up the voices just to avoid copyright.
Oh, and then the other thing with that last thing he said, it's like, does he have this same attitude if you go around spreading positive shit? Like, you know, is it the same in the opposite direction where you're like going into all these comments? If you go into a Nerdrotic video and comment, no, the Acolyte was amazing, actually, is that okay in this guy's book? Because I'm fine with that. And I feel like we should treat it the same both ways. You can shit on it in a positive comment section. You can compliment it in a negative comment section.
Yep.
But not in this guy's world, right?
Well, those are different. You know, you're a hater.
Hate is
Gives more credit.
Hate is gonna ain't.
They can make up their own minds about current Star Wars. They can also make up their own minds about if the shill content is any good or entertaining to watch, because from what I've seen, it's shit.
How do you know if a Gungan is flirting?
Is really shit.
Don't watch their channels. That's the thing. Like, I don't get like issues with fucking Star Wars Explained fans coming into my fucking comments and pushing bullshit.
Well, why would they?
I don't.
They don't have any fans left, so that point's irrelevant.
Oh yeah.
All 6 of their fans.
I see that from fucking Nerdrotic fans, from Critical Drinker fans, and that's the issue.
Flirting with you. Jar Jar winks.
They do have just negative charisma, by the way. Even if the Sexplains agreed with everything that I said, I would still not watch them because they are just dead air robot people that are just like not a robot head, but like literal robot people where they're just like, I enjoyed this episode.
Yeah,
because
it was really good.
You should have seen the video of like the clip from earlier that they showed about the Acolyte getting canceled. You can tell so hard that Molly and Alex is really, really, really wanted to rip into Lucasfilm and, you know, us for getting the show canceled, but she gets angry in such the most meek, half-hearted way that you don't know if she's trying so hard to be like simmering tension or if she's just not angry at all. She's just acting like what she thinks is what anger is.
I've never seen them display what I would read as a genuine emotion. Like, they are strange people, and I don't know how anybody watches their full, like, kudos to Grizzy and Melvin and all them for watching their whole streams to fish out content, because it's legit painful to even watch the clips. Like, everything feels like it takes 5 hours to watch, even if you're only watching a 30-second clip. Because they're
with Molly, I don't know, but with Alex, I think it's just the fact that he's been doing daily uploads for like so long now. It's legit drained him of his stamina. I think
you can pause his face at any point and just start playing "Hello, Darkness, My Old Friend." Just dead inside.
He has to get motivated by thousands of joules of electricity just to take a step.
Yeah.
Because his wife will never make love to him and excite him that way, so he's got to get something.
Alex has a big fucking knob on his back, and you have to wind him up to get him to make a video.
Molly has to twist it.
Yeah.
Bop it, twist it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Hounds couldn't keep Grandma entertained.
Wow, look at the size of that gay port right there on the mound.
That's a shield face right there. Oh, these are.
And she's.
This is just her practicing for her OnlyFans subscribers.
Now this image right here, this should be framed.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, it's like a dad joke. Cool.
Desperate for attention.
Look at that. He's doing his Alex impression right here.
Yeah.
Unique and unimpressive.
Yeah.
Our YouTube channel and where we started. So we gave it time, we built it up slowly, and we gave videos the chance that they needed to.
She's not even getting a sentence out, and you're like, "Oh yeah, how dare she?"
Exactly, because it takes her 10 minutes to say a sentence.
Yes.
Jesus, that clip felt 5 minutes long. She didn't say one sentence.
Yeah.
This is what I mean.
Oh,
like,
God,
I listen to her and I'm
explain
falling asleep.
Okay, hold on, I take it back. This should be the thumbnail right here.
Oh yeah.
That's the better one.
55,
52, 31.
Yeah.
Got it.
Obviously, it seems like it's a live stream format, and you're getting upset that she's taking a moment to come up with her words because she's just streaming.
Pre-recorded video, dumbass.
Maybe you should have watched the whole thing first before you say anything about it.
It's not even like raw, unedited footage like mine. Like Alex and Molly legit edit their videos, so like there's no reason for them to leave out the dead air or leave in the dead air. Yeah.
I'm gonna use EFAP again. They
about us criticizing something before he watches it when he didn't even know.
Yeah. I mean, EFAP literally does 12-hour streams where there's not that much dead air in it.
Yeah.
They fill it with talking and thoughts and interesting discussion, because if you have an ounce of charisma, you can fill a fucking live stream even. And I know that's a pre-recorded video anyway, which just makes it worse.
Yeah.
Thought right there. Classy, bro. Classy.
Oh, classy, bro.
Christ, they are boring. No wonder they all get such low views. Every single one of them. No matter how many subscribers they apparently have. The struggle of...
Yes, because here's the other fun fact. Outrage fucking sells.
Why do they have so many subscribers and not give views, though? That's the correlation that he's talking about. Why would they have gotten all the subscribers if they're not outrage?
Definitely makes you think.
He's not just talking about the views. Yeah.
So it's much harder for them to get their stuff out there. But outrage.
Harder for them to get their stuff out there.
What are you talking about?
They have low effort, low editing. Like, I know because my fucking videos are low effort, and then theirs are lower.
Yeah.
I just at least throw some Ken Burns effects and shit in there whenever I'm talking about a book or something. He just sits there and stares into a camera with his dead ass eyes.
Maybe a couple cutaway jokes in there in between.
Ooh.
Maybe a couple of reoccurring gags. Just make it interesting.
Maybe Alex moving his body at some point.
Yep.
I mean, I will give Alex some credit. At least his dog shows up every now and then, just not in a very positive way.
No.
Yeah.
I don't need that sort of movement. No tenting, please.
Oh my god. Oh fuck.
I mean, hell.
Oh, let me get you some peanut butter, boy.
Wait, do you prefer creamy or crunchy?
Dude, I legit want to see like Bob's take on the sex on dog king, just to see like what the hell he'd say or what he'd say to the that'd be fucking shit.
The punchline to that would be, would you like it creamy or crunchy? Either way, you're getting nuts.
The only sort of excitement Alex shows in a video.
Oh, fucking Christ.
My fucking YouTube views, if I just post like a review from the podcast, maybe it will get views, probably not. But if I post me covering Critical Drinker or Nerdrotic, that thing's gonna get 1,000 views pretty fucking fast. Outrage sells.
Okay.
It does.
Is that outrage or criticism? Which one are you talking about? Are you outraged when you watch a Nerdrotic video?
The big numbers start rolling in, you're gonna change your attitude real quickly, Bob.
Oh, yeah. Dude, Bob, the only reason you get views on fucking Nerdrotic and fucking etc. about you trash talking them is because, that's the only way you can be relevant. Like, people, like, their fans are coming into your comment section to clown on you for your horrible takes. That's the only reason those fucking videos of yours get boosted for. Because you're basically just, like, making an ass of yourself, basically, right there. So,
Yeah, the big difference with his counterpoint is that people actually still watch Nerdrotic and Critical Drinker. They're not dead-ass channels. There was a direct contradiction there because he just said nobody watches the Sexplains. Robot Head did, which is true. And then he says, oh, well, he's trying to get views by bringing up the Sexplains because it's outrage, because it's somebody he doesn't like. He's like, well, that doesn't make any fucking sense. He would bring up videos that people watch if he wanted to get in the algorithm.
Yeah. Fucking Christ.
Producing so much bad content in the hope of being rewarded by going to some crappy premiere or getting a...
I don't think that was their goal at all.
They just happened to
I
get...
will say this. It definitely pays to be a shill. It definitely pays to be a shill, but...
Yay, I can buy all the fucking Grogu merch I want.
Hell, I gave Ubisoft more money than these fucking shills have in the past year.
Yeah.
At least I buy physical.
If all I get for a payment is some a Lego Jar Jar blanket, some what is that?
Wait, a
Popcorn,
Lego blanket? That seems uncomfortable.
and a couple of Star Wars Lego sets that you probably won't even have room to put away, then I don't think being a shit is worth it.
They would totally show for a Lego blanket, though. They'd be like, it's so comfortable, guys. 10 out of 10.
Also, guys, we found one thing that the Sexplains are good at. They have good dress sense. I mean, look at that. They are looking they got the drip. That's
It makes Molly look like a woman.
Holy shit, guys, we found the one thing that the Sexplains are good at. They should just retire from YouTube and become models. I mean, look at this. They legit look good. Holy shit.
They still took their picture vertically like a fucking Gen Zer. Take your pictures in landscape, people. It's more cinematic.
Gotta do it vertical so you can get the Acolyte logo in the background. They still gotta promote.
And you gotta get it on Instagram. That's the...
Only on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Where do you get that was their goal? To my understanding, their goal is to make a Star Wars channel, and then they were like, "Hey, do you want to come to this Star?" Now, if you want to discuss the issues with people getting invites to premieres, especially people who are critics getting invites to premieres, there's a discussion to be had.
Also, completely unrelated, but they tweeted this on my birthday.
Oh no!
Happy birthday!
Yeah, worst birthday tweet ever.
Go in and be toxic, comment, be like, you ruined my birthday with this post, thanks a lot.
You guys wanna know what the worst birthday present I've ever gotten was?
Oh, was it a show that came out?
No, it was actually someone died on my birthday.
Oh.
Yeah. Like someone you know or like a celebrity?
No, a celebrity. For those who don't know, Steve Ditko died on my birthday.
That's a big one.
Oh, yeah. Fucking Christ.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
happen because they'll be like, oh, hey, let's bring. Lots of times these corporations will seek out critics who they think will like X movie, and then they'll invite them to a premiere, and then they'll give them all these prizes and gift bags. They'll get flown out.
Exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah.
Like you're describing the shill. Yes.
I think Bob is. I think Bob is saying it's like, oh, this is a common complaint they have. I think he's about to talk about the common complaint. Hang on, let him finish.
This free, thing, and they'll get all these prizes. They'll make sure to give them a wonderful dinner. They'll just have a great time there, and it's all gonna cloud their judgment on whatever they watch. It's all pretty much intended to influence them. It's the job of the critic to separate that out and give an honest review of the movie, which can get very hard. And if you want to argue there are issues with that and people can't necessarily be trusted when stuff like that starts happening, there's an argument to be made.
Well, we make that and you still shoot us down.
Is he gonna say that like YouTube channels aren't susceptible to that? Because they get all that shit. They post about that shit.
Yeah.
And then they give their opinions, so they are a critic.
Yeah, and their opinions are, as Bob said, clouded. But hang on, let him finish here.
Unfortunately, these fandom menace, anti-fan bullies, toxic, whatever the fuck you want to call them, guys.
Yeah, he's losing points with me right now.
Oh, yeah.
Don't make that fucking argument. They just
We
call
do,
them shit.
though!
Let's do!
You fucking idiot! We do! Oh my god!
What does he think we're
Do you just
saying when we say that they're stills?
Are you fucking deaf? Are you, do you just not have your hearing aid in?
Now, this exact thing does happen, but that's not what they're saying.
We talked about a roller coaster. Like just when you think he's just about to say something relatively intelligent,
he does.
Down he goes.
He fucking blew it. It's like you were this close, Bob. You were this close, and then you blew it.
You were
think,
so
Bob,
close
think.
to greatness, Bob.
It's like that one clip where like, I don't know, this dude's wearing like a beret. He's like, yes, no. I don't know what that's from. Anyway.
I like the SpongeBob meme where it's like him explaining, I forget the one villain explaining to Patrick something, and then he gets to the end and he's like, so he's a shill then, right? Yeah. And then it gets to the end, he's like, so he's a shill, right?
Yeah.
No. It's just like
anyway, moving
And
on.
fucking move the fuck on. I don't know. Actually address the fucking issue, but they don't care about addressing the fucking issue because all they care about is pushing fucking bigotry and misinformation, right-wing grifter shit.
So this just completely proves that he's never listened to the thing, because that's literally what people call out is whenever they get gift baskets, whenever they get trips, whenever they get early copies of shit, free copies of shit. Like, he literally just described most
the yard hoard tissues. Don't forget the yard hoard tissues.
Oh yeah.
Does he think that like a Nerdrotic video, like has he watched anything past the thumbnail? Does he think he just gets in there and goes, hey guys, black people suck, am I right? Whoa.
Now watch it, John, you're gonna be clipped saying that.
Yeah, that's true. They're gonna clip that out. It's all right. I'm not on camera, so I can say that I was deep faked or AI voiced or something.
Yeah.
That's the thing, like, it's easy to call it right-wing because it definitely has a right-wing slant, but it's more just grifter, frankly.
He calls it all right-wing stuff, but remember, who found the KKK?
And that's
the KKK appropriated that shit, though.
Large part of what the fucking right-wing is at this point. MAGA is pure fucking grifter under King Grifter himself, Donald Trump.
How is
And
Donald
I'm sure
Trump
they'll
a grifter? Like,
He's the only president to lose money when he's in office.
Yes.
So he can't be a grifter, you idiot.
Dude, he nearly fucking died, like, not once, but twice. If he was a grifter, he would have pieced out after that, after the first one. Come on.
I love whenever people are like, well, Elon's only doing this because he wants to make money. I'm like, he's the man in the world before he did any of this.
some comments. Why are you relating MAGA to Phantom Menace? Because Phantom Menace is fucking MAGA. Let's be fucking serious. The Venn diagram of MAGA and fucking.
I'm calling BS on that.
They're even apolitical now. Like, it's one thing to be apolitical when the other party is like in power or whatever. You know, you don't want to come off as a sore loser or whatever. But they like literally don't talk about MAGA shit now.
They hardly do. Yeah, I mean, they hardly did back when I was a fan of the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Fucking circle.
A free toy, or the ultimate being on stage at the Disney Cult Convention must be tiring. I'd like to solve it, Pat. Please kill me.
I'm impressed.
All these pricks are just hoping to remove people from YouTube who are more successful than them. Just look at all these shills. So bloody pitiful.
Yeah, how dare they have fun and go to events?
Oh God!
You're not
how dare they have fun dressing up in the slave Leia costumes?
Look at that.
Yeah,
it must be a big old fun times.
They're just having fun. I don't know who that bitch in the top at the middle is, blonde hair and glasses, but she looks like she's having fun. She looks like she wants to die.
She looks like Leslie Headland's long-lost sister.
Oh God,
Well,
you're right.
If the There Are More of Us video is fun, then they should be saying thank you to all the evil grifters.
Yeah.
Because they had fun.
Fun. Anyway, moving
I'm
on.
guessing this guy right here is the guy that played live-action Nezra.
Probably, I don't know.
I will say this, things like this aren't paid for, by Disney to send the shows. The shows go on their own money and expenses.
Typically, yeah.
Like I said, I already brought up what the actual issue could be with this type of stuff, and you don't even want to go near that. Just call them a show and call it a day. Kind of proving that you're kind of just one of the bully channels, Robot Head. Just saying.
For Molly Damon from the wonderful and very entertaining Star Wars Explained, a channel with a history of going after other channels.
So now we're going to actually go over why Molly Damon's on the thumbnail. Star Wars Explained has a history of going over other channels. This looks like an old video, like a very old video.
Oh, gee, weren't you just talking about how old videos are legit because it was back in 2016 and blah, blah, blah,
Uh-huh.
Where did you pull this from?
If we were covering Alex and Molly, this would have been a perfect thumbnail right there.
Yeah, that would have been great.
He's looking at Jeremy. Oh.
Yeah.
This is a very old video, right?
Was right on board with the whole demonetizing of other channels. I think she's the one on the left, because I really have trouble telling them apart. For years I thought...
Wow, sexist.
He's hilarious. Robot Head, I think it's interesting you're targeting Molly Damon, just like these other guys. Why are you targeting the woman?
Because
It's almost...
I mean,
He's targeting everyone.
Yeah, what the fucking Christ? He's
He talks about a man for 30 minutes, and then as soon as he mentions a woman, he's like, "Why are you targeting her?" It's like you're the only one treating the two sexes differently here, buddy. He's just insulting both.
I mean, both Alex and Molly are objectively evil, so yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, he was literally talking about the channel.
Bit sex.
Yeah, they share the channel together. When they married, they also married themselves to the channel, so
yeah,
it's fair to point that out, Bob.
Because what's special about Molly Damon and sharing this stuff, as opposed to everybody fucking else sharing? I shared it, bro. Come after me, shit.
Come after
Hey,
me,
did
bro.
I write it?
Do you think Alex is a woman?
I mean,
Yeah, the reason they're going after Molly is because it is highly speculated that she had much to do with the writing of that declaration of demonetization.
Yeah, she had a hand in the rewriting Ripley stuff, yeah.
Well, he wanted to talk about big channels bullying smaller ones earlier. They have a lot of subscribers, and she endorsed that. So, by his own logic, I suppose that she's bullying smaller channels.
Yeah, Yeah, hang on, let me look up the Sexplains numbers. It's like over 8,000 or something.
800,000, yeah, and which is way more than Ryan and who they were trying to get demonetized.
Yeah, they actually grew since this video, because earlier in the video Bob said 808,000, like now it's 817,000. So,
They gave Google Ads some more money, nice.
Yeah. Also, Molly looks like she has a bit of an Adam's apple in this video. Like, you guys see that, right?
Yeah.
That's more credence to the theory, folks. But
That's
that's
just
just
a theory.
a gay theory.
Theory.
Thanks for watching. Anyway,
I was gonna say
moving
Star Wars theory, but they don't like him.
on. Anyway.
No, but I don't know. You guys call me liar anyway, so who gives a shit?
Thought that was
Call me liar.
Still not
Liar.
Liar, pants
sure.
on fire.
They are not.
Gee. Hang on, let's check this. Yes, good to go.
Hold on.
Sisters, and I'm still not 100% sure they're not. She.
Yep.
Yep.
That just about thumbs up, really.
Yeah.
Hang on, let's check this. Yes, good to go. She even added that she had spoken at length about this in the past and added the only way things get better is if Team YouTube does something to
Actually, that message pretty much strongly implies she did not write that letter.
discourage this kind of content. Until then, it will only get worse. I would love to know if any of these ones.
True, it has been getting worse. Their numbers haven't been.
Star Wars
as good
is getting
recently,
worse.
but-
I agree.
Absolutely.
Dude, I literally just pulled up that their numbers have been getting better. That's a lie.
Really? Has it been getting worse?
Well, oh no, I was talking about the Sexplain sub count.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
But like, the vitriol, the hate, the outright bigotry has gotten worse.
Of people.
Embrace the hate.
Well, gee, if everybody loves the stuff and you say you hate it, why would your channel get more popular? Maybe it's because the stuff has been getting worse that the negative channels get more popular.
Yeah.
Have some logic.
Yep.
I mean, if the
Can't
product's
be, they
getting worse and
they
people are
brainwash.
becoming more receptive to how bad it's getting, is giving all the negative channels a lot more credibility.
Nope, they just magically grew and brainwashed everybody.
1984, and I'd love to know which side they think they'd be on. We all know which side they'd be on.
Disney, 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 Disney.
Anyway, it didn't take long for Molly. Again, I think she's the one.
Yeah, I love how the right wing is desperate to try to say that somehow they aren't the side that the Nazis were on. Yes,
It's talking about
the right
1984.
wing.
It's not Nazis.
1984 is like communism, not
Yeah, it's
fascism.
not
Yeah,
a
it's like socialism
society.
and communism,
Yeah,
but
socialism.
even then,
You could literally use it for any sort of societal thought takeover.
Yeah, Evan's right. The Nazis were socialists, so, but
Yeah, it's true.
as I was saying, at the 80s, communism and socialism was prominent at the time, but even then, they were on their last legs. This was like right around the time the Berlin Wall was about to fall.
Yeah.
Are the fascist guys. That's how political ideologies work.
Mm-hmm.
One not in the Leia costume.
I tried to sew last night and ruined it and had to undo everything. And then today you helped me and fixed it.
Anyway, it didn't take long for Molly to backtrack. Yes, once people started encouraging nerdrotic geeks and gamers and RK Outpost to sue the online shills, Molly here must have shit her pumpkin spice because...
Yeah, that I made fun of them for that because Star Wars Theory said something about that they should sue, and it's like, based on what? What? It's a video made up of
Demonetized based on what?
Sue for what? How do you... A video that's clipped together of their own words? Good luck with that.
Sue for that. Like, okay, technically we're in America. You can fucking sue for anything, but you're got to have a grounds. The case is gonna get thrown out. What is the fucking lawsuit? But he's acting like there's an actual serious threat of lawsuit.
Is defamation not a thing in this guy's world? Like,
Guess not.
pretty clear what they would be suing
Probably
for.
not.
But I agree with all they said, so it can't be defamation. The ironic thing is, if the letter would have actually worked, then they would have had a grounds for lawsuit. They would have said they took away all my income based on a false pretense.
Here's my next question. What the fuck is that tattoo on Molly's forearm right there?
It's a golden shower.
I can't tell.
Oh, the tattoo. Sorry, I was looking at the graphic on her shirt.
I don't know the tattoo.
I want to. I don't know. I have to get a better look at the video, but I want to say it looks like. I don't know. I think long shot here, but I think it's Dib from Invader Zim. Hang on, let me look at this. Keep playing the video.
I think it's either a star constellation or some dragonfly she swatted.
Probably.
Wanted to make it very clear that she did not start any sort of campaign and only shared 2 images.
I mean, look at her face there. Even her face is like, I didn't do anything.
Yeah. Those are the eyes of a crazy person right there. Yeah.
Smile.
Thank you for all the love and support over the past few days. It really means a lot. I never started any sort of campaign. I just agreed with and shared 2 images that were created and shared first by another podcast, who I guess want to remain anonymous in all of this. Love y'all, heart symbol.
Why would they want to remain anonymous?
Molly.
You know, he keeps on bringing this up. Yes, they did a goofy costume where he is her sex slave. Cool. You know,
even he's trying to hide the fact that he's slightly disgusted with it.
Yeah. I think it's I don't know. I think it's a Swiss Army knife. I don't fucking know. I legit do not know. Someone let me know in the comments what that is. Anyway, moving on.
as long as they're fucking having fun, like you're sharing this as if it's like
fun.
Also,
some
Bob,
sort of fucking
Bob, you can't look at this and tell me that this isn't a little bit like eyebrow raising. Am I right? I mean,
A little cringe.
Yes. The cringe is strong with these two.
So cringy.
Oh, dude, it's like just them at a convention having fun. Yes, if you go to any fan convention, you will see dudes dressed as Leia. It's not unheard of.
Really? I don't think so.
I will
I've literally never seen that.
This. Been to plenty of cons myself, and yeah, the amount of dudes that you see in like little Bo Peep dresses, dressed as Scarlet Witch, and yeah, dressed like any other slightly modest woman. Yeah, you see that often, not overwhelmingly. Does every now and so.
Is it like, Evan, is it like rule, I think it's 63, is it like rule 63 where it's like gender bent versions of the costume, or is it like just like legit the female costume on a dude?
Not in gender bent. There are a couple who who stuff their chests with like fake breasts so it looks more womanly, and yeah, that is a little eyebrow raising.
Yeah.
The only one that I've seen that I thought was like actually funny of that was when a dad was with his family. He had 3 daughters and his wife, and they were trying to be the 5 Sailor Scouts, so he had to dress up as one of the Sailor Scouts because it's an all-woman group.
I mean, why didn't he just go as Tuxedo Mask?
I don't know. I did think it was funny just because I'm like, oh, they needed a 5th, and Dad was the last family member, I guess. Just he had the misfortune of having 3 daughters, or not in this instance.
Holy Jesus. And I could have sworn that she didn't just share those images. I could have sworn that she sent those 2 images to YouTube with the instructions that things could only get better if YouTube did something.
Lots of people did. Lots of fucking people. I did the same thing, buddy.
Okay, so you were trying to demonetize channels just like them.
I love how he's just so confident about it.
Which is what he accused them of, so it's true.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, let's just pretend that all these shills didn't get
You're sharing them. Yes, tons of people did this.
together and plan this out. I mean, they only all sent it out at the same time.
Not only did I repost it, I also fucking retweeted all these things too.
Whoa. Light aside, it hasn't gone great for the Star Wars Explained since participating in this organised, targeted campaign. Every one of their wonderful videos is getting badly ratioed.
Ratios don't fucking mean anything. When you guys can fucking ratio She-Hulk and Rings of Power, yeah, getting your YouTube ratio doesn't mean anything.
I mean, Bob does have a point when it says it doesn't affect the algorithm at all, but it still shows a sign that people just do not like them. So there is that at least.
I like how he's like, it doesn't matter. Where's that She-Hulk season 2, buddy boy?
Yeah. And I don't hear a lot of people talking about Rings of Power as much anymore.
No, it's getting a third season, but yeah, like the initial wave of like fucking anger that show's over, and the only people left to complain are the diehard Tolkienites. So yeah.
Yeah, the defense of it has died down too. They've just stopped caring. Like they tried season 1, there was a lot of like, you know, you're all bigots and we have a hateful fan base. How dare they? And then season 2 is just kind of like they just let it die. They knew they couldn't defend it anymore.
Oh yeah, like they're getting a third season, like from if I'm correct. So like,
No, they are, because they initially said like I think 7 seasons or something.
Holy
they announced
I
it
thought
at
it
the
was like-
start.
I thought it was 5 seasons.
It might have been 5. Yeah, I just remember they announced like their total project vision whenever they first did it, and then people were like seriously questioning whether they were even going to get 3. And it's pretty clear that it's just because they've invested. It's too much of a sunk cost thing at this point.
Like the only thing about season 2 before it came out that I heard is that it had an all-woman directing team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the dancing bear for season 2 of Rob. So yeah.
Oh, isn't that a shame?
Oh, and fun fact, downvotes help you in the algorithm. So good job helping them out.
Anyway.
Okay.
I mean, they're a big channel anyways, so I don't think they really need help.
Yeah. Plus, if anything, just the downvotes will help more people find their content and have them go, "Wow, this is shit."
Anyway, I had a great workout today. The weather is finally cooling off and the pumpkin spice is flowing.
Oh my god. Nothing can ruin my fall vibes.
Nothing can ruin this for me, like posting on Twitter how nothing can ruin it for you. Just so you guys know, you're not getting to me.
My
What is it with white women and what is it with white women and pumpkin spice?
I don't know. I don't know. It's like all the women love pumpkin spices, but Setback, he loves like his cinnamon candles. For those who don't know, for those who don't know, Setback, Pete Risk from Sentinel Comics, he really likes his like cinnamon scented candles. Yeah. Anyway.
Out today, weather is finally cooling off and the pumpkin spice is flowing. Nothing can ruin my fall.
The spice must flow.
If Bob ever fucking watches this video, he's gonna be like, "Who the hell is Setback?" Anyway, that's the advantage of being a Sentinel Comics fan. Like, characters that the so-called comic gurus don't. Anyway,
Woo!
There she have a good day.
Vibes.
What if someone tried to take away your livelihood, Molly? Would that ruin your fall vibes?
Well, it depends. So obviously you're trying to be like poor Nerdrotic, RK Outpost, and Geeks and Gamers. Somebody's trying to take away their livelihood. Those guys literally push bigotry and misinformation all the fucking.
Oh, okay.
You mean like the misinformation you spewed earlier about how they never talk about the gifts the shills get whenever they do their shilling? I could just say your video is misinformation because you literally played the information and then said the other thing. That's not what they're talking about. The thing I just played that they were talking about.
Yep.
Unrelated. What the fuck is going on in this picture right here?
Well, they have to deconstruct the male gaze, and so you can't sexualize women, so you have to have any of the men dress up in feminine outfits in order to fight sexism.
I mean, if I was a woman or a gay guy, it's like I'd still be disgusted by this shit, so, yeah.
Oh, any sane woman doesn't
get-
believe what I just said, but...
We need to get, well, let's get Jan's say on this. Well, let's let's DM this picture to Jan and see what he thinks.
I mean, kind of reminds me of that Billy Eichner movie, Bros. You guys heard about Bros?
Oh, yes, we did.
Boy, yep. he was the one that went full. But as soon as that shit failed in the first weekend, he's like, homophobes. Like, no, all the gay people said your movie sucked too, bro.
Like, yeah. It's like, Billy, go back to harassing people on the street.
My friend Ivan, he is my gay friend from Guam. He actually came to America to work at the theater that I was working in as he got done from the Coast Guard. He went to see Bros with one of my team leads, and even he was like, yeah, that's way too gay, even for me.
Is he one of them straight gays where he's like not like the campy gay, but he's like the straight gay because like he doesn't act like that?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
What's funny is I had a gay roommate, and he was one of the biggest Trumpers I've ever known.
Oh, okay. Just to show they all really don't fall under the same stereotypes and umbrella.
Yeah.
The LGBT community is just as diverse politically and personality-wise as they are sexually.
What's funny is as soon as a community like that starts to like not be 90-10 in their favor on these issues, they throw them out. Like they're like, wow, Latino men voted for Trump, I guess they're all sexist now. It's
They're
like, aren't you
Uncle
stereotyping
Tom.
Latinos?
They're Uncle Toms is what they are.
It's like as soon as there's a divergence, they're like, get back on the plantation. How dare you have thoughts of your own?
Yeah.
45-55, that shows that there's no individual thoughts. Like, doesn't it show more individual thought than 90-10?
I mean, John, I mean, it's funny you mention Latinos and them thinking clearly. John Roca is like the complete opposite.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's one of the ones that would be like, all right, there's a serious problem with my people now. They're stepping out of line.
No true Scotsman, I mean Latino.
Wow, going by collective thinking. Real outlawish of you, John.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving
Over
on.
the Rewriting Ripley video, that segment, I've gone over so much of their goddamn shit. They do this all the fucking time. If that is how they make money, by pushing shit like that, then yeah, demonetize them. Nobody should be making money doing shit like that.
So where do you draw the line? You said it's okay to criticize, but it crosses into hateful stuff when you criticize, like, what, more than 80% of it or something? Like, oh, I'm sorry, it's all bigotry and hate, even though you haven't shown any examples of that.
You're allowed to make money off of this stuff, but just not anymore when I say so.
I mean, let's pretend for a second that we reported your video, Bob, based on misinformation, and we have legitimate proof of misinformation, and your video managed to get demonetized. You'll change your tune real quickly.
Oh yeah. Ironic, because Bob is a communist, and we've proven that in the Backseat Boys Christmas special.
Oh, nice. Can't wait to be part of that.
My mic was ass in that video, but legit, Bob went full fucking marks in that video, and he had the fucking audacity to run a merch store.
Well, you know, you got to be a communist with a Gucci bag, got your Prada kicks, got to have your swag.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Disorder is a mental health condition in which people have an unreasonably high sense.
The fuck is this shit?
He's calling them narcissists.
You know, you talked about Molly for what, the past like couple minutes of your video? Most of it has nothing to do with her, and now you're just gonna call her a narcissist?
Oh,
she is.
There's like strong evidence supporting that, Bob.
Oh, so if you talk about someone, they couldn't possibly be a narcissist? Is that what his logic was there? Doesn't make any sense, Bob.
No.
Make it make sense, Bob.
Because she was one fucking person who shared those letters out of hundreds. You cherry picked her, and now you're.
Oh, there's a lot of
Hundreds
narcissists
really
who shared that
pushing it.
letter.
Yeah.
Hundreds is really pushing it, honestly.
Yeah.
only like-
Well, there were 10 and then some bots. Yeah.
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 Like, oh, you know, she's a narcissist. What the fuck, dude? Seriously?
It's not because she shared the letter.
Leave the poor married woman alone.
Of their own importance. They need and seek too much attention and want people to admire them. People with this disorder may lack the ability.
Oh. That describes a lot of the anti-fans. That describes
No, you.
Yeah, he literally went full. Now you.
Checkmate, chuds.
Ryan Canal
Straightens his glasses.
Geeks and Gamers and Robot Head. It describes quite well.
Whoa, we called you out, Robot Head.
Oh, fucking Bob taking a shot at Robot Head here. Yeah.
Perfect bullseye there, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
You guys narcissist? Is this a self-report? Like, again, I feel like you're debunking yourself again on this one.
Because you said no, he's
Oh,
all this evidence that I just presented, except I presented none. I just said literally, no, this is what you are.
Fucking Christ.
And or care about the feelings of others.
Okay.
Yeah, that dude. I haven't seen evidence of Molly Damon not caring about the feelings of others. I've seen plenty of evidence of you not caring about.
She just said you can't ruin my day. Anyway, you should be demonetized.
He's making the no you argument again.
Her second tweet is like why he brought this up, I'm pretty sure, because it's like, oh, anyways, we should deplatform these people. But also, it doesn't affect my day. Here's my day, pumpkin spice. Nothing you say.
Here's my day with the pumpkin spice at the Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
Sharing the women's locker space with my hubby here, Alex, perfectly camouflaged in a slave Leia costume.
He identified as a woman today to come in here.
About the feelings of others in this video.
We can't forget about rewriting Ripley's Katie and her Twitter account. She came out defending Molly in a very bizarre and...
I mean, look at Katie's PFP. That's Darth Plagueis right there.
It comes full circle, folks.
It comes full circle, yes.
It certainly comes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is lowbrow, but fuck it, I'm laughing.
Fucking yeah.
Because people were attacking her.
Damon didn't start any demands to YouTube.
In response to her... She initiated this. I'm so sick of this. They're attacking her. It's like, it was a response. It's called reciprocal. You might have heard that word recently in other context. But...
Yeah.
Involved have a timeline of tweets. They know who tweeted first. This isn't about truth.
Yes, we know, Katie.
It's about narrative and stoking the base. Star Wars theory,
who Molly and her husband don't like,
is a coward and a liar. I stand with Star Wars Explained.
This tweet.
Based. Good job, yeah.
Most
Katie.
pathetic two retards fighting.
Yes.
Star Wars theory is evil. Star Wars Explained is totally different.
It's like, okay, he's less of a shill. I'll give you that. He still fucking gives him 5 million chances.
I don't think he's using based in the most accurate way.
No, I don't think he is. No. Because no base person would say
He's
based
fucking-
into this tweet.
Amazing. The self-delusion, the zero self-awareness, the straight-out lies. This tweet alone explains everything you need to know.
Explain it. Break it down. Where are the lies? Where's the delusion? Break it down, buddy. You just threw words at it, and you need to break that fucking shit down.
Know about Katie from Rewriting Ripley and her shill friends who organised this deep...
This is somehow worse than the last one.
Oh my god, does Melvin know about this picture? Oh, we gotta get Melvin this picture.
So weird. They
It wouldn't shock
really...
me if he does already, but send it to him just in case.
Alright, I'll
They
send it to
really
you
love
later.
this. Let's have the women be normal and sexualize the men. It's like they're like really determined to like make this the common thing. Like we have to dress men up as women, and the women can be holding the leash or whatever.
Look at that, reversing gender norms. How so
Yeah.
outside of the box?
We did it. We beat sexism. We did it, Patrick. We saved the society.
Yay!
As if everything's burning down behind them.
Yeah.
Classic SpongeBob.
I mean, again, so Molly Damon's getting lots of hate right now. And I
the
guess
things that she did.
Rightfully so, by the way.
Because Star Wars Theory said that she was a big part of this.
She was.
And now she's getting a hate campaign against her. Almost sounds like the things that Rewriting Ripley talk about on their podcast are being proved once again. How many times does she have to be proven right for?
So what rewriting Ripley did is not a
admit
hate
your-
campaign,
No.
but the response to it is a hate campaign.
Apparently.
Even though that's not asking for deplatforming, it's just saying we would like to not be deplatformed.
Yeah.
Or demonetized, whatever.
Yeah.
They're fucking bullies.
Why you bullying
I guess.
me?
Bullies.
This is as ridiculous as if like someone tried to compare murder to saying a racial slur and try to put those two on the same level, but that would never happen.
Of course not.
It
be
murdered
great.
my feelings.
Verbal abuse is the same as physical abuse, guys.
Yeah.
Or brilliant. Well, yeah, they murdered a guy, but, you know, they're just kids. They're doing what kids do.
Yeah.
This man was murdered, dramatic pause, by words. Just sue every rapper in history then who has disses another one, I guess.
Yeah.
No, they killed him. They killed him with kindness.
Yeah.
No.
He's killing him softly.
Me off of it.
Forming campaign. Molly Damon didn't start any demands to YouTube last week. Other YouTubers involved have a timeline of the tweets. They know who tweeted first. Yes, Katie, we know. It was you. You tweeted it first using the Rewriting Ripley account. That's your account. This isn't about truth. The lack of self-awareness.
Yes, she did. Thank you for establishing that.
Yes, the lack of honesty is staggering. It's about a narrative of stoking the base. Yes, it is, Katie. That's all you have been doing for years now. Pushing a narrative and stoking the base. Using race and bigotry as a weapon.
I like this. Nerdrotic has over 1 million followers. Rewriting Ripley doesn't have nearly that much, and yet this guy is trying to make it out like Rewriting Ripley is like this big fucking boogeyman that's gonna single-handedly take them down.
No, he isn't.
Now he's saying how pathetic they are and how bad their content. Two things can be true. Just because you say someone's wrong doesn't mean that you're saying that they're big and scary. For instance, you're wrong and you're small and pathetic, Bob.
Yes.
Yes.
Pathetic.
Absolutely bizarre, delusional behavior coming from Robot Head here. Weird. This is weird, man.
He's throwing out non sequiturs. He's like, "No, you're bizarre and weird and bad."
Oh, and deplatform.
That's my response. I win.
And all these clowns are just too happy to join in. Every one of them a grifter selling garbage.
Okay, you need to explain. Well, this is part of why their fans don't even understand what the fuck the word grifter means. I swear, they think grifter means doing something to make money. So what? I work 40 hours a week. Is that grifting?
Maybe.
Being dishonest, I would say, to make money is how I usually took it. You're trying to push a narrative because you believe it will
I'm just
financially
surprised
benefit.
Bob even has a day job. Like, fucking Christ. Like, what workplace has legit said, like, yeah, we've looked at your YouTube channel, and, well, we may not like it. Like, you're the only guy we got available, so sure, we'll hire you. It's like legit. I legit want to know now, like, what is Bob's day job?
Look, he's the only guy willing to dress in the slave Leia costume for the prostitution ring, so that's his 40 hours.
Thanks for putting that in my head, John. Thanks.
Yo, hey, it's still better than seeing Molly Damon in one.
Yeah.
They're both dudes. Anyway, allegedly, maybe.
Yeah.
We don't know for sure.
Yeah.
To work my normal 9-to-5 store job? Is that grifting?
Oh, store.
Store
Sex
job.
store.
A store. Yeah, that's real descriptive. A store. Okay.
Adam and Eve, probably.
Normally people say that that's retail. They don't call it a store job.
Yeah.
You don't say, I worked restaurant. You say, I worked service. You know?
No, of course it's not. Grifting is essentially small scale con artistry, and maybe grifter isn't quite the right term to describe a lot of these guys. At their size are almost like just fucking con men at this point.
Why do you only bring up the size when it suits you? Star Wars fucking explained as 800,000. It's twice as much as fucking Ryan Kinnell, or close to that. Although he's probably growing a lot faster, so I shouldn't say that. But
let me check Ryan's channel.
it's like,
here.
God damn, dude, you like bring up the thing that he just brought up, and you're just like, oh, but no, this time it's true. Oh, and when the channel's smaller, I'll use that to suit me. But when the channel's bigger, I'll use that to suit me. It's like, okay, so he can only install people that are the exact same channel size as him, apparently.
Yeah, Ryan has 339,000 subscribers.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, Grifter is a comic book character too. True, Jake.
Bah.
Not related in this discussion.
Good one.
Yes, Grifter is a comic book character, but
we heard you the first time.
People who are pushing false outrage, false cultural war narratives, people who are saying, listen, they're trying to propagandize you. They're trying to push the message. All this stuff is woke, and if you want to,
the message.
It's funny how we all kind of implicitly understand what the message means, because it was not Drinker who first used that term. It was people, well, like, for instance, whenever they were promoting Black Panther, they'd say, the message is so important, guys, the message.
Yeah.
So he didn't invent the term the message.
We need to find a way to attach a definition or an idea on what exactly the message is.
It's almost as if that's how words work.
Watch my YouTube channel, or buy my products, buy my anti-woke comic books, watch my anti-woke movies.
But is the pro-woke stuff, is that grifting as well, or is that okay?
Doesn't Yellow Flash have a comic book coming out?
He was making one. I don't know if it eventually came out or if he stopped, but I know he was making one a while back.
Yeah, and Jay made Achromatic Chronicles Blue and Green.
Yeah.
That's a fucking con job.
It's called crowdfunding.
Basically, if people disagree with me, I'm going to assume that they're grifting. I think is this entire guy's like platform.
line of thinking
here.
Bob, don't you sell T-shirts? Is that not grifting by your definition? Buy my T-shirts.
It would give him a lot of credibility if he did call out like one positive part and said like, oh, this person, they are a grifter on, even though I happen to agree with them, like they just clearly push this message. But they never do that. It's always only one side that's the grifters.
Yeah.
Like, I'll fully admit that. There's fucking right-wing grifters on our side. Like, people who, you know, they're pushing outrage for outrage's sake. I don't really see them on YouTube because I don't subscribe to a dishonest channel. But, like, I see them on Twitter where they're like, it'll be with games. There'll be, like, one little thing and they'll be like, it's the woke mob. And I'm just like, dude, that's not a big deal. I'm not going to get mad about that. And you know what? They'll normally get called out by other, you know, by other more reasonable, you know, people who call out that shit. Where they're like, this isn't a big deal. We're gonna pick our fights a little more than you are. And they're like, you know, normally it's like the super religious, you know, right? When they'll have a problem with some sexual thing in a video game and say that's bad.
Yeah.
But
same ones that went after Lightyear.
Yeah. Well, like recently, I think it was like.
No, I'd say Lightyear was a lot more justified. So, because it's like gay stuff in a kid's movie, I'd say that was more justified.
Well, and it was kind of bad from both perspectives because even if you are someone who pushes for more of that, they did it like so quick and nothing and then killed them off right away. It's like,
That's not to mention that scene was actually going to be cut anyways. It wasn't until people in California threw a big fit over a gay bill, which was in Florida, that they said to add it back in just to own the chuds.
I can think of one country where it was probably still cut.
I can think of multiple.
Yeah, that's true. The big one, the one with the big movie market, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Yord Horde stuff
Yord Horde. I mentioned that earlier.
That we got sent. If they have a
Yord got his fucking neck snapped.
Yord in it after all this, and they get rid of it. What's the point?
Don't throw my tissue.
Oh, I've got to read up on those Yord and the other Jackie novels that came out. I got to read the Wikipedia description of those sometime and fucking report what the fuck was actually in those novels.
Dude, I didn't buy it. I pirated it online, but they had a Kelnaka one shot. It was such a nothing burger. Like,
well, their books are all filler. That's one thing, like, because I used to listen to those, back like 2016, 2017, when I still had fucking hope for Star Wars. And they brought back some of the original authors from the old EU, so it was like, oh, well, maybe this will be good. Like Timothy Zahn and shit. And it was like, they're all fucking holding patterns. They're all just designed to tease for the next thing. They're fucking filler, all of them. There's like 9 Thrawn books, and they don't go anywhere in the Disney legends, I'll call them.
Yeah.
So I will say, since the Acolyte is canceled and they're still writing books revolving around it, I get the impression the authors know that the show's not getting renewed back anytime soon. We'll just phone it in just to get the paycheck.
Yeah.
Well, some of the books were about fucking dead characters. So it's the weird thing. It was like, now that everybody's dead, let's read about them. It's like, I mean, I understand,
Darth Maul died in Phantom Menace,
Yeah.
and he still got spin-off material. So what's the problem here? Because Maul is actually interesting. That's why.
Yeah,
Like,
they weren't introduced.
You're telling me people want to read comics about like whiny ass Torben? Or
What was yours interesting character that we needed to learn more about?
Master Torben the moron.
Yeah.
It's a soul.
What's the point?
He just wanted to
From
go
the very
home and
beginning
play
of
on
my
his
channel, I've had
Although I will say, Torben, out of all the characters in the Acolyte, Torben is slightly relatable.
He's definitely the one who didn't deserve like what happened to him. Yeah.
I'm remembering who Torben was now. I was really confused for a minute there.
He's the
young guy with the old man makeup that looked horrible.
Yes.
Yeah.
The world's youngest old man and the world's oldest young man at the same time.
I'd kill myself too at that point if I ended up looking like that at like 30.
Yeah.
I was like,
It
oh
reminds me
no.
of that one Brad Pitt movie, I think, The Strange Case of Benjamin Bragg, or
Oh
Interesting
yeah.
Case.
Benjamin Button.
Curious
yeah.
Case of Benjamin Button, yeah.
Oh Christ. Yeah.
Weirdest fucking movie ever.
Channel's trying to get me removed. I even had someone make a petition to take down my channel. Sadly, it only got a handful of signatures. That really hurt my feelings. I had to spread the word to get the numbers up a bit. Because are you anyone if you're not hated? But seriously, a complete stranger wanted to take away my ability to make a living because they didn't like what I was saying about a TV show. These idiots think that's normal. Luckily, they failed. And
well, you're also that's the thing, is Robot Head, is he just, no, he's got to be more self-aware than this. He's got to be. I'm just trying to figure out, is Robot Head just unbelievably dense and fucking stupid that he doesn't understand this shit? Or, is he just lying? And he can't be this dense. He's got to know he's full of shit.
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck you're even talking about, dude. What are you accusing him of?
I don't even know what that point was. I don't even know.
This is just Robot Head trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Like, is he saying that he's too small to get that many signatures? But then he was also saying that he was too big before to insult these people. So what is he even insult? Is he saying that he's irrelevant, or is he saying, I don't even know what he's saying.
I think he's saying like no one cares enough about him. I think that's why.
Yes, I wish he would articulate that.
Yeah.
And here's a tip for anyone starting an online petition to have someone removed. Don't use your real name, and don't live only 40 minutes away from the creator's house. Boy, did that guy get a surprise when I called him up saying I was coming over to discuss the petition with him in person.
You did what? You did fucking what?
The creator of the petition did what? He did what?
He did what?
No.
What?
Yo, what is that?
No.
I guarantee that this is a joke on Robot Head. I am willing to bet good money that he and the dude who made this petition do not live, like, within walking distance of each other. This is a joke. I mean, come on. He's even got the Goodfellas laughing right there. Like, come on.
And, of course, Bob is so dense that he has to take it literally.
Yes, like Jeremy says, these people take every joke dead seriously, face value.
James Rolfe, dead fucking serious.
Yes.
That's fucked up. I don't know. Maybe you could send him a fucking email, fucking called him
He
and said, hey, let's discuss
Oh, come on,
Oh,
Mom.
yeah.
in person. So you're intimidating him. Jesus Christ, I hope you didn't fucking...
Is the petition not intimidating? Why is it always okay what they do?
Information. Dude, what the fuck?
That petition vanished within minutes.
People of color.
Oh my god, you intimidate him to...
Oh my god, he's taking it
Oh
so
my God.
seriously.
Guys,
You made him.
Oh my god.
He took a petition down. Oh my gosh, it must have been so traumatic for him.
Oh my gosh, you took down a petition that had like 10 signatures.
You just proved that you're a fucking bully, bro.
Oh.
Congratulations.
By making someone take down a petition to demonetize me, that makes me a bully.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
I guarantee all Robot just did. He just shared the petition with a bunch of laughing emojis, saying how flattered he is, and even helped promote it just to get more signatures on it, just for the jokes and the shits and the giggles. And the person got like, oh no!
Oh no! He found out, and then he deleted it in post haste.
Yeah, that's pretty much all what probably happened, really.
Yeah. Anyway.
Seeing themselves in Star Wars is so important, and
Molly's acting like
X, Molly.
Oh, it shouldn't be that important. It shouldn't be such racist. Anyways. The most important thing to me is that everybody looks exactly like me in the show. I hope I never say that as a white guy.
Yeah.
we can't say for sure.
Yeah, this is all sped up. You can tell there's kind of the chipmunk-ish
Yes.
that isn't natural.
But you have to speed up the sex planes. You can't play them at normal speed. Everybody will fall asleep.
Yeah.
I mean, their videos take so long as it does anyways. You gotta speed it up like, okay, let's just go the quick round. Give me the quick notes version.
Yeah.
That this show was not renewed because everyone was calling it woke.
I give more credit to the audience than all these clowns do. I don't believe the general public is racist or...
Fusion!
Yeah. Fusion to,
Bigoted.
like,
I don't-
what? Ali, Molex? I don't know.
Moloch.
Or maybe the fused version is just Molly by herself.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
I believe the general audience would support bigoted and...
True, I don't believe the general public is those things either. I don't think your fan base is really a representative of the general public. They're representative of the loud minority.
Even though they have more, even though you keep pointing out whenever he has more subscribers.
Yeah.
They have all this huge following, but they're not. They're just a loud minority, guys. But they can also bully people because they're such a majority. I mean, a loud. Wait a minute. But they're making so much money, but they're also nothing.
It's like, which one is it?
This is just like whenever like a quote unquote woke, like, Barbie comes out. It makes all this money. And they're like, see, they have no influence. And then this comes out and gets canceled and they're like, oh, they have so much influence. I can't believe they got this canceled. It's like, what? You just said last year. Never mind.
Yeah. Anyway.
The audience can be tricked or grifted into supporting these channels and...
Oh, to be fair to Barbie, that was promoted as more so of a joke movie, and the whole Barbenheimer phenomenon kind of helped uplift it a little bit. And people went to see it just for the shits and the giggles, and they walked out going, wow, that was a far deeper movie than I anticipated.
Yeah.
watching content they don't enjoy. In other words, I trust...
Yeah, evidence speaks to the contrary. But again, that's not the general audience that watches these guys. It's the loud minority that watches these guys.
You guys.
Okay, pause for a second. Shout out to Bruce Campbell right there.
Yeah.
Fantastic gun shot.
Koi Jandro, a favorite shill, actively ignored his advice. He said he met Bruce Campbell once. He's been in the Evil Dead play and stuff. And he said, oh, well, you shouldn't say political stuff because it alienates half your audience. And he said, "But I'm sorry. All respect to the great Bruce Campbell. I just can't ignore this. And, I have to speak out on these things." It's like, well, you should take his advice because you fucking cringed and you lost me when you started being political and shit.
I'll say it again. Koi looks like a soy version of Captain Cosmic. Anyway.
Let me guess, Sentinel
Do you think
Comics.
that
Yes.
And the same thing with the political stuff. Sam Raimi says the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean you can't have anything political, but don't badmouth half the country. Is like pretty much the only thing that I think they're saying when they say that.
Yeah.
Don't be so overt.
this is full of bigots and racist fans who are so stupid they can be tricked into hating Disney content? These clans don't respect the audience at all, which is on full.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Like, yeah, lots of people will just talk about how much they hate this shit without even fucking watching it. So yes, they can be tricked into hating it.
Display when they're trying to
Gaslighting, yes, thank you.
their own audience into thinking.
Or can they be
that
tricked into liking it?
God damn. He is really reinforcing the whole premise that every fucking accusation by these guys is a fucking confession. Yes, Robot Head, you are gaslighting your audience right now with this video. Very much so.
Oh my gosh,
Acolyte
hang on,
failed for
Evan,
every
pause.
other
See
reason
what
besides
Shane
being.
Cash says right there. 20 minutes of blind negativity. Robot Head, seriously, go outside or failing that, quarter-street someone, delete your channel. You know what I always like to say, like, whenever someone says, like, Backseat, delete your channel, I go, make me.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I like, man, this guy would have a conniption if he saw an EFAP video length.
Yeah. Anyway.
20 minutes? That's ridiculous.
20 minutes
Being a
of
terrible
bullshit.
show.
You know, they were given more than just 8 episodes.
Also that, yeah.
Like, they're giving these creators and these storytellers so little to work with.
I don't know if there was over 3 years of promotion. There might have been like conversations. Maybe they did some interviews, but
I think the Acolyte was first mentioned back in like 2021, 2022. I think.
Let me see that. I'm looking up the
Like
trailer.
at most,
I'm looking up the trailer.
like the first thing we actually heard about it was the fact that Leslie Headland was working on a Star Wars show, and already people are wondering why is Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant someone with strong connections to everything regarding Weinstein, who most definitely probably knew a thing or two of what was going on, working on a Star Wars show.
Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, like at least 5 years, I want to say. Yeah, something like that. Anyway.
I don't know about that. And also, I don't know how much they put into that.
Also, this number right here, way larger than estimated.
$118 million.
You realize how many A24 movies you could make with such a number?
True.
I mean, no guaranteeing they're going to be any good, but still, a lot.
Promotion. He is kind of showing $180 million budget for 8 episodes was really pricey, and it probably didn't get the numbers to remotely get that far. But yeah, it only got 8 episodes, 5 hours and 29 minutes of airtime. True.
That how is it supposed to succeed?
Right.
If we don't give it a shot for a larger length of time, let people who.
Yeah, the fact that the TV seasons have been greatly shortened is an issue that definitely should be discussed. But I have a feeling
that's
Robot.
not an issue. I don't think that's necessarily an issue with like the episode count has been shortened because of the lower budget. I think the episode count is just a consequence of like the audience's shift to binge watching and streaming services in general. I think it's more so just a case of that.
It's the cost of the episodes too. These
I
are
hate
like
the idea that these people want to go out and say, ever since the Acolyte got canceled, people have been saying like, oh, if Breaking Bad and The Office came out today, they'd be canceled within the first season.
No.
Breaking Bad was like great by
why
episode.
it wouldn't have been canceled is because even at that time, The Office was carried by Steve Carell, who was already a pretty decent name in comedy at the time, so NBC clearly was going to be riding off him for a little bit. And Breaking Bad, AMC wouldn't have canceled it after one season because A, it was a very short show in itself, and B, it had Bryan Cranston on the show, and C, AMC was still a relatively small network at the time, and they were banking on this show to, be a big thing because this was before The Walking Dead premiered.
Yeah.
I was not interested in that.
Didn't watch it every night the moment it came out. Let those people find the show and watch it themselves.
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness?
Thankfully and happily, a quick look at their comment.
It's so a Star Wars show you can't compare to Breaking Bad either. It's not like people are like, Star War? What is this? I have stumbled upon this gem of a show randomly. It's fucking Star Wars fans will watch it, or Star Wars fans won't, and you're not going to magically generate ones with the quality of fucking The Acolyte. So comparing it to like a new IP, so to speak, even though thank God Breaking Bad hasn't been milked, but that's ridiculous. It's like, oh yeah, The Acolyte was going to magically get an audience because all the Star Wars fans checked it out and didn't like it, and they suddenly will love it.
Yep.
Well, she's right. She's just saying maybe we should give people a chance to discover it and see if they like it before we kill it. I mean, I agree.
You can't really discover The Acolyte because at the time, Lucasfilm was pretty much banking on the show to succeed, and that's where they were advertising it just about everywhere.
That's the other thing, is that when it's a Star Wars show, it gets so much advertisement. Like, anybody who is ever going to be exposed to it is probably exposed to it. You don't, unless you get amazing word of mouth, like Andor had a little bit of an uptick near the end. That was the only show that had happened. So that happened a tiny bit, but even that was not huge increase. And even that had a certain baseline, and it's just way too fucking expensive. But, like, you're not, like, going from zero with the fucking Acolyte. You got hundreds of millions of dollars in advertisement, most likely.
Like, listen, you can say what you want of The Acolyte. It didn't really get a chance to grow. And the key example I've brought up multiple times, and I'll bring it up again. Star Trek The Next Generation. You want to talk about chunky or rough first seasons? Star Trek Next Generation's first season is atrocious. There's
better
than
TD.
It is not that bad. I've seen it for myself, and yeah, it's the worst season of the show, but it's very, like, mid. It's not trash.
It's also better than any modern Trek.
And I hate Star Trek, for God's sake. So anyway.
I hadn't seen it for myself, so I can't really judge it.
It's alright.
It's pretty, like, dry. It's kind of like trying to be the original series a little bit too much.
It's definitely where they're trying to figure out, like, okay, how can we still continue to be like Star Trek without being like a repeat of the original, and where we can also do our own thing. That's kind of like where TNG season 1 is.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
But there are really fucking bad ones too. And it also includes the worst episode in Star Trek history, Code of Honor. The most racist thing ever
Jesus,
made.
it's not the worst episode ever. They have a fight on, like, a planet full of black people that's like they're dressed.
They're like
they have like a
sticks.
Yeah, they have like a tribal kind of themed fight, and so everybody calls it racist.
Yeah. To be fair, that fight was pretty badass for what it was worth.
The one thing that I will say, the Inner Lights, that Next Generation episode of Star Trek, you guys know which one I'm talking about?
Describe the plot a little bit?
No, with Picard's flute.
Oh, yes, yeah.
The guy that wrote that episode, Morgan Grindel, was my script writing teacher at university.
Wow.
Nice.
And even then, he admitted himself he's more of a Star Wars fan than a Star Trek fan.
Oh, there's
Well,
the
JJ was. That's why he made Star Trek 09 into Star Wars.
Yeah.
For Lieutenant Yard to do so, Captain. Some demonstration of defense training?
But these things are not at all unusual with us.
With us, it is the duty of women only to own the land, and the duty of men to protect and rule it.
So what was wrong with that?
I mean...
Because the African society is sexist. How dare they? That never happened in history.
Oi, 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 oi.
You can't have any negative character traits with an African society.
I mean, if only the Woman King would have known that.
Yeah. Ooh.
Made Birth of a Nation exist, but most racist Star Trek episode ever.
Birth
for
of a
sure.
Nation.
Oh, God.
Not Birth in the Nation.
Dude, if you think this episode is as bad as Birth of a Nation, you clearly haven't seen Birth of a Nation, like my guy.
Now, I'm pretty sure he just looked at the Wikipedia article of the movie, and he's like, yeah, worst thing ever.
No, he didn't watch it, no.
Yeah, I think I know just about everything I need to know about this.
Star Trek Next Generation was allowed time to grow. It got 6 more seasons on top of that first one, and now it's almost my favorite.
It didn't get greenlit for 6 seasons right away.
No.
It got better.
Earn it.
Shit, imagine if The Acolyte went on for 6 seasons.
Oh, you'd be real mad then, because Nerdrotic was gonna make a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's why he spread the petition for a season 2.
Yeah.
Although I think the original plan for The Acolyte was like 3 seasons and a movie.
No fucking way they were gonna get that. No fucking way. That's a pipe dream.
Well, now they have a good excuse for why none of their stories worked. Guys, we were planning on longer. We couldn't possibly tell a story in 1 season that
Like,
was good.
how about you give us some good shit for season 1 that makes us want more later on down the line?
No, you're racist. How dare you?
You're racist.
Is so good, but that first season is so fucking bad, but was allowed time to grow and develop.
Better than The Acolyte.
Yeah, certainly.
Season 1 is nowhere near as bad as Star Trek Next Generation Season 1, but wasn't allowed time to grow.
It's much worse.
Shows that they should respect their own audience a bit more, because nearly every comment under their Acolyte cancellation video is telling them how delusional they are.
Yes, it's almost like Star Wars Theory put a target on them, and now they have a whole bunch of people shitting
you
on
cannot pin all this on just Theory. Like, come on, guy.
Theory also
Although
used their
I'll
own
admit-
emails on them.
Yeah.
Even if Star Wars Theory wasn't involved, these people, Alex and Molly, they'd still have all sorts of stuff coming down their way, because out of all the people who showed that momentum letter and campaign for the demonetization, they are arguably the biggest Star Wars channel out of all the others. So of course they'll be seen as the ringmasters, whether they had a heavy hand in writing the letter or not.
Yeah.
Especially when they retweet and push it. Have
So
a
in a
whole
way
extra
they
message that they
made
add to
the
it.
bed, they're now lying in it. Or really late in it, like all of this happened last year.
Like, it's not like you passively just retweeted it. You also made an entirely new message stating why you support it and what else needs to happen at YouTube. Like, at that point, it doesn't even matter if you had anything to do with the letter or interacted with it at all. If you sent that same message to YouTube with no letter, it would still be you initiating the attack.
Yeah.
on them, as you guys too. It's almost like there's a harassment campaign against them.
Against Nerdrotic, agreed.
That thing that you're claiming that you guys don't do, that you're definitely talking about how you're doing right now to them.
Well, making bad comments under a video is a harassment campaign now. You can't disagree.
Wow, I guess I'm a victim of multiple harassment campaigns. I get assholes in my comment section saying, "Oh my God, Backseat, you suck. you're autistic, like you're a grifter, you don't make original content, like get out of your mom's basement, even though I'm in my fucking bedroom. But like, yeah, it's like, well, I guess I'm a victim of multiple harassment campaigns, and you don't see me bitching about it.
You're supposed to read.
Hold on, Backseater. They're calling you autistic?
I mean, I don't know. I just pulled that out of my ass. Not really, no, but.
I was about to say, you could pull the ableist card on them and see how they like it.
I don't really care if they do. Like, so what? So.
Oh, if Luna Lovegood's autistic,
yeah.
Ryan Ripley said that you guys are doing, that you said is bullshit, but you're definitely doing it. Just saying.
Just saying.
They're pro Disney.
The same thing that I've said 36 times and not shown any evidence.
Yeah.
That people aren't even giving stuff a chance anymore, because I think nowadays it's like our attention spans are so.
I mean, is he adding these pictures? I'm a little bit confused. What?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
One
why would the
Piece,
sex
House of the Dragon.
I mean, they don't want to promote other shows, right?
Yeah.
Plus, most of the shows that he's flashing those images for, they're good shows. I will say.
Yeah, he's counteracting them.
Although, we'll admit, The Boys has kind of fallen off just a tiny bit.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's pointing out just successful, newer shows or with any popular IP and stuff, because that's always, it's like, oh, well, there's these old fans. It's like, well, these other shows, like, there's no more toxic fan base after season 8 than the Game of Thrones one, and yet House of the Dragon broke through and managed to increase.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That people aren't even.
Yeah, based on IP.
Giving stuff a chance anymore.
Cobra Kai, there's a couple shitty movies.
IP.
Yeah.
Because I think
also met that guy, William Zabrak, pretty cool.
Nowadays, it's
spin-off.
It's like our attention spans are so.
Evan, let's just make shit easier and list off the celebrities you haven't met yet. How about that?
Okay.
Moving on.
I haven't met anyone.
Is he adding these pictures? I'm a little bit confused. What?
Hadn't met anyone in the live-action One Piece yet, though.
Alright.
What? One Piece, House of the Dragon, The Boys. What was the second one? What do they have to do with this current discussion?
Anymore, because I think.
Cobra
What the fuck
Kai,
he's saying?
yeah. What do these have to do with what she's talking about?
They're
These
successful
are
shows.
Series out.
Successful shows.
Are you dense?
Good writing.
He's legit dense. That's the only explanation. He's just dense.
He's got to edit this out.
The hamster in his brain has gone to bed. That's why.
Oh,
Cobra Kai got 7 seasons. Like
the light in his background is bending around him. That's how dense he is.
He's bending space and time with the black hole where his brain is supposed to be.
Singularity.
Singularity is slowly draining any semblance of intelligence he has into the bottomless pit.
If you squint real hard, you can see like his brain oozing out his ears.
It's purple.
Dripping out of his ass.
Yeah.
It's vaporizing.
Are successful. And I would definitely say, for the most part, had better season 1s than The Acolyte, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But you admit it!
So they could have made season 1 good.
Congrats, Bob. You figured it out. Or at least I think
you cracked the case, Bob. You cracked the case.
Certainly less expensive, but so?
Dragon was pretty expensive.
Nowadays, it's like our attention spans are so small and short, and people don't want anything
I haven't seen that just came out. I have not seen it.
new or
I
challenging.
haven't seen that one.
Original IP.
Wow. Hey, if you're a Nerdrotic fan, you would see these things because they don't just throw out hate because they were singing Shogun's praises.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't
not to
seen that.
mention, not to mention, they also had the advantage, like, we as Americans are super into Japanese culture, so clearly this would have had a lot of hype behind it.
Didn't help Ubisoft.
Fucking weebs. Yeah.
Well, Ubisoft had gold with an idea of a Japanese Assassin's Creed game. It wasn't until they went down the rabbit hole of, cultural war politics that really killed it off. And not to mention it being an EA game, AAA. Like, that's just a whole other rabbit hole,
And
honestly.
Sony had already eaten their lunch.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna make a better Assassin's Creed game than you've ever made, and we'll make it in Japan because you won't. Oh no! They had to be so pissed when they saw that. Like, fuck.
And I will say, and here's an idea that I did have for a while back, and I'm not sure I mentioned it on this video, but if EA and Ubisoft really wanted to make an Assassin's Creed game with a African lead, you could either do A, set it in like the Mahi Empire, or B, and this could be a really interesting one, and it definitely would have been relevant, you could say, with culture war politics, why not do an Assassin's Creed game set during the American Civil War?
Well, I'm not gonna say they did that, but they did one with a literal slave character named Adewale. He was your first mate in Black Flag. And then they made a spin-off of him, Freedom Cry, which has a lot of what some people would call culture war shit. I'm sure if you had any sort of problem with the game, but it's actually a really good game and it has way better writing than anything modern
John,
Ubisoft.
it's a DLC. There's a DLC.
Well, yeah, but you can get it independently also.
Oh, okay, never mind then. Okay,
yeah.
so it was like Liberation then? Okay.
Right, it's like $15, yeah, and you can either get it as the
I'm
DLC.
just saying. The point is, there's all sorts of other routes this could have gone than to use the Yakusei pseudo historical figure, you could say.
I don't want to derail the conversation a whole lot, but I think it could have worked, but they had to do it in a I think it could have worked. They could have made the idea of Yasuke being like one of the two protagonists work if they just went about it in a super specific way. Because here's the thing about Assassin's Creed lore that they frankly just don't that they don't really understand anymore. But the thing is that in the real to our real world understanding, Yasuke was nothing more than like a fucking pet for Nobunaga to parade around. But here's the thing, the Templars basically control how real world history is studied, understood, and taught to people. Ubisoft could have had it been Yasuke was Nobunaga's pet that he just did nothing really with. But in actuality, what the assassins know is that no, he was Nobunaga's personal assassin who did all this shit. They could have done that. But no, they didn't, because they legit wanted to make Yasuke, his real-world self, something more than he wasn't in real-world history. They had this built-in explanation to sort of explain away their liberties, but they didn't take it. And that's a big reason why Shadows was so fucking controversial. They had a built-in reason, and they didn't run with it because they wanted them fucking brownie points.
Yeah, they made him the Ahsoka of Japan. He's involved in everything. He's the most noble, most powerful, bestest samurai ever.
Yeah.
It's a little racist to Japanese people, to be honest. This dude just shows up and does all your shit better than you.
Yeah, John, watching your footage, he wasn't even the best character in the game. John, you could fucking kick people's heads off at him, but he was
punt them.
Yeah, just fucking punts them halfway across fucking Kyoto, yeah. But it's but no, it's he's literally the worst character to play as. Because now I can do what he does, but better, because she can climb everywhere, and he can't. It's fucking hell.
Oh yeah. He's annoying as shit. The whole navigation in that game is... Oh, and they also did do one with... Technically, they had an African protagonist, even for a mainline game, with Origins, because that's in Egypt.
Yeah.
That's not, black African.
Yeah, Egypt is more affiliated with the Middle East than anything, but...
Yeah, well, I don't know what... wait, what? Netflix says otherwise. I don't care what they told you. Cleopatra was black.
Geographically wise, it is technically African, but cultural wise, totally Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
Well, I understand, as per Director X, if you mention stuff about the aliens and them building the pyramids, Egyptians legit get pissed about that.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, moving on. We definitely got off track here.
Yeah, moving on.
One either.
Are you delusional?
Myself and other channels that criticize Disney and their content are just sharing our own opinions. And thankfully and happily, a lot of you guys like to listen to it. We don't sell ourselves as anything but who we are. The Disney shills, they'll always sell them.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Like, especially Nerdrotic, I look at some of his earlier content, and it's weird how different he is. It's very weird.
Okay, because you know, weirdness.
Weird.
If you go watch my first video, holy hell, am I different?
Everyone has a starting point.
Yeah.
I really dislike the fake geek thing and the poser nerd thing. That's not what we're about. We're about inclusiveness, and we want new people in. And if new people, spout off and make mistakes, hey, don't we all?
Themselves as the good guys, and they'll sell you that crap, all for the pathetic chance of feeling slightly.
Played that out of context so that we Nerdrotic fucking turned right wing and became a grifter. I guarantee.
It's not even contradictory. He said inclusiveness, but he wasn't talking about like the random checked boxes. He's talking about inclusiveness of thought.
Yes.
Like the stuff that actually makes you and is actually your character.
Yeah.
Important.
Well, they also don't send their fan bases to harass people, as you were just bragging that you did.
You know, oh my god, dude, you still need fucking proof for this shit, my guy. Fuck.
Show one clip of him going, fan base.
And
go into their comments.
Yes.
And tell them.
Whoa!
I mean, it's not like people on that side of YouTube did the same thing to you, Backseater, not that long ago. A certain Irish woman.
Oh yeah, Louise Julie sent her army of simps after me.
It's hilarious that he keeps bringing this up when they're literally talking about a petition where everybody signs it. Like, this is a call to action, a call saying, go do this, go take these channels down.
Yeah.
Like, you're playing the evidence the opposite.
No, sorry, I played it up. What were you saying?
I just said you're playing the evidence to the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
None of these Disney corporations selling shills are the good guys. They work for Disney and trying to silence critics. And
yes, the infamous Acolyte photo. We all saw that one, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, just two dudes hanging out, according to Qatar.
And trinkets and movie tickets.
Hi, Leslie. How are you? Hi, good to see you.
I somehow got to.
That's the bitch with the glasses.
Hi, Leslie.
The photo from earlier. I see it now.
Yes, I was just saying, she looks like Leslie Headland's long-lost cousin.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, good to see you.
Oh my gosh. I somehow got to be an extra in Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Manny's also coming to DragonCon, which was announced like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I've seen people tagging him and being
Wait,
like,
what?
there's an Acolyte panel that we're on with some other people, and I'm like, if Manny shows up to that, I will faint.
Me too. Hold me with those arms.
Ugh. Seen that clip before, but it never gets less cringe.
I've met plenty of
You know, Jesse in The Last of Us was pretty jacked.
No, I didn't mean literally back up, Evan. I was saying like back the fuck up. Anyway.
Oh, sorry.
Hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
But I will say, I've met plenty of celebs, and you know this already, Backseater, but no way in fucking hell do I go up like, hi, nice to meet you. I'm gonna faint real quick, piss my pants, throw up, all that. Like, I don't do that. Literally, no one I know does that.
Yeah.
Manny, hold me in your arms. What? He'd be like, okay, officer.
Me too. Hold me with those arms.
Alright, I just cringed so hard that I think my eyelids and my eyebrows, my eyelashes...
Pulled a muscle.
Yeah, pulled a muscle there. Like, Jesus Christ.
Room's starting to spin real fast. Because of
that picture again.
gayness.
The gayness.
Cool. Classy. Classy.
Homophobic.
Yeah. The reason why the so-called shill channels don't get the hatred or the people saying, hey, this is a problem, is because they don't send out harassment campaigns. They don't target people for harassment.
They literally just did.
Like Robot Head.
What's what you're talking about in this video.
And hypothetically, would Bob do the same thing?
I
I mean, now
don't
who's to say Bob isn't kind of doing this right now?
I mean, yeah. I mean, at the very least, you could say this is a slander campaign against Robot Head and his theory.
Well, and he clearly believes that you don't have to directly call for it. So unless he puts some sort of disclaimer where he tells his audience, "Hey guys, don't go into their comments, don't do this," then he's doing the exact same thing, which is insulting their thoughts, counteracting their thoughts. And if it happens as a natural consequence that people go into their comments and say shit, that's not harassment, right, Bob? So what they did isn't harassment.
Nope.
Certainly makes you think.
Did bragging throughout this goddamn video, tracking down a person's home address and intimidating him to take down a petition. Wow. Such a goddamn self-report in this video.
And I know why he won't say that. Because to say, hey guys, don't go into their comments and say this, that would be acknowledging that his fan base is just as capable of that. And he would like everybody to think that I do not cultivate a hateful fan base like these other guys, so I don't need to say that. They do, though, because they're hateful because I said so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This was wild and kind of enlightening. They really don't have much on Molly Damon, but man, they're targeting her. Apparently because she's a woman on Star Wars Explained.
Say a lot of shit about Molly. He's talking about Star Wars Explained in general. He's not even singling out Molly for most of it.
I think he ripped more into Alex earlier.
Yeah, like he's taking everything that's said about the channel or Alex as an insult towards Molly because he wants to make him a sexist. So he's like, I must act like everything's about Molly.
We talk about Star Wars Explained.
Bob Setlock white knighting from Molly Damon. Ugh. That's
He's gonna have to fight to death with Kyle Katarn for the right to mate with Molly after she gets turned, Alex.
Yeah.
He wants to get in that Poison Ivy costume.
Oh, yeah.
Explained, so now they have a beef.
I'll dress in the slave Leia outfit, Molly, I swear.
I'll put on this rags extra tights.
Wow. Very, very telling.
Yeah, very telling.
Oh, fucking Christ. So, closing thoughts, everybody. Evan, closing thoughts?
First thing I will say, Rob, you need to get a better hobby.
Yeah. John?
Saying no you is not an argument. And this was an entire video of that. Or at least the second half.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Evan. I thought you had more to say. Did you have anything else to say?
Not really. Is that, Bob here needs to get a better hobby, and he should probably pick up more shifts on that, store job of his.
Yeah, that store job. Well, that's all for today, folks. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment below the video, subscribe if you want videos like this, and we'll see you guys next time in the backseat. Take care!